once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, man. And you know what, Alexander? Blessings to you. I wasn't expecting a stream today or earlier today either. This thing just started coming together, man. Well, that's not true. See, now I'm fibbing. No, I'm not fibbing. I'm misremembering. Let me slow down so I can be accurate with you. Brothers and sisters, I want to thank all of you who are here, right? Blessings to all of you. That's where I want to start. It's a kind of a spontaneous stream. I wasn't planning on streaming today, and then this morning, man, holy cows, golly, geez, blessings. And our poll, thank you for the support you share with me. Sincerely, it is appreciated, dude. This morning I woke up. It wasn't upon awakening. It was after getting going, right? The cobwebs cleared in my morning, and I started finding these inspirations, right? These little sparks and feelings within myself. And I'm wondering, what is this about? What is that about? And then I looked at the news and I saw how crazy the world really is. But it wasn't just the news that I saw. I've had the opportunity to discover some of the most inspiring people, right? Practitioners, scholars, teachers, right? People sharing wisdom. There's so many in this world right now. I was called out a long time ago by our buddy Scott to be. I am a student. I'm a continuous student. I am an excited student of life, right? I love learning new things, but more importantly, and this is what I was thinking about right before I started, more importantly than just learning things, I love applying new things. I love trying them out, right? Because what's the point of learning something if you ain't going to try it out? Well, I guess I'm just looking at where I am, man. Talcott Express, you're like me. You're pretty funny too, man. Our pool is a good egg. Speaking of eggs, Jeremy loves eggs. So I've heard, right? Hey, yeah, a lot of times the best things come through spontaneity, and that's where I was at. I started the stream a little bit early. I dove right in. I'm jumping right in, man, with some lessons and stuff. And today I am feeling inspired, okay? And we'll get into everything, but let me do the things that I do so that I flow just a little bit more fluidly, hopefully. The topic today, wealth, poverty, honesty, and God, baby, because God is always in this mix with me. God's got to be in the equation. And if you're going to talk God, well, you're going to be honest. At least with me, I'm going to be honest with you, talking about God especially, right? So with honesty and God, I thought we could talk about some observations on wealth, poverty, right? The ultra wealth of a few is dependent upon the poverty of many. I heard that earlier, something along like, these are my words, right? But I adapted it from something else I'd heard previously. And I think I looked it up. So, the wealth is dependent upon the poverty. The wealth of a few is dependent upon the poverty of a many. I looked it up. Where did that come from, man? That's got to be known for a long time. And it's credited to someone else. And then Voltaire was a name I recognized. So it's been known for a long time, right? The only reason there are these wealthy individuals is because there's a whole shit ton of poor people. And when I heard that earlier today, when I was listening to things and paying attention and thinking about applying these ideas I was hearing, right? The wealth of a few is dependent upon the poverty of many. It seems to me there's only one thing to do. Let's correct things, right? Let's change things. Let's make things a little more fair, a little more open, transparent. Um, so from this idea, I figure that this is the lifetime for you to become you, and it's the lifetime for me to become me. And this is our lifetime to change this world. We get to change it all. What a glorious possibility. So where I was starting at earlier, before I jumped us off, the idea of learning new ideas and putting them into practice. I've had a blessed opportunity, right? I received an opportunity gifted to me for online courses, continuing my education, right? And this course I was just a part of. It was a beautiful teaching regarding the energies of our bodies. It's not so much the energies of our bodies, it's the energies our bodies can tune into, right? Through the focus of mind and the sense of the organism that you are. This realm that we're living in, this life experience here on Earth, it is but a simulation of freedom. Okay? If we want to be honest about things, there's a few who are free today. There's a few who are more free than others, right? But the thought that occurred to me when I recognized this, right, that the wealth of a few is dependent upon the poverty of many, thought I pretty seems obvious to me. I don't believe our world can afford more billionaires. Do you? And from what I hear, we got these billionaires competing with each other, trying to be the first trillionaire, right? What a bunch of bullshit. I mean, capitalism is not just in America, it's in those poor nations too, right? Like Ethiopia, Venezuela, right? These places that people are trying to escape from. It's not communism, it's so much as it is capitalism. Tyranny, selfishness, cruelty, tyranny, selfishness, cruelty, those create poverty. If you find yourself being cruel and selfish, you're going to find yourself to be very poor in spirit, right? You're going to be looking over your shoulder a lot. You're going to be angry a lot. You're not going to be filled with happiness and joy. You might taste happiness and joy. You might imagine it, pretend it's with you. But the reality is if you give yourself away from God, right? You give yourself into the nature of being cruel. That's your choice. You can do that. You can be selfish, you can be cruel, you can be ignorant, you can even be stupid if you want, because that's what God has given to you. Your right, your freedom. You can be as stupid as you want to be. Isn't that glorious, man? I mean, it is until you get like 350 million people together and they put someone like Donald Trump in the White House. Then it's like, what are we doing, guys? There's like 350 million of us. We can do better than Trump and Hegseth. We can do better than Vance and all these old timers been in Congress so long, right? We can do better. Isn't that the whole point of life, to do better, to bringing growth, right? That's what life's about, man. That's where I found for myself, at least, right? Growth is life. Put things together for yourself in your head. Figure out the definitions that are true and that make sense, right? In the bigger picture, what is God doing with you? What is God doing with me? Praise be. I am convinced we are here to change this world. And I'm trying to figure out what's the best way for me to do this. Maybe when I drop the link, we'll get some folks willing to support this. I want to put a call out to the I want to put a call out to the practitioners of consciousness, those who are teaching consciousness, meditation, right? Unity, love, spirituality, wholeness. These people that know, let's join together to educate the people in Congress who don't seem to know how to be, like how to be a righteous and honest human being, like Jesus was, like we're made to be. it's, it's really that simple, man. God is doing something pretty amazing with us, with you, and with me. Whether you're listening to me live or you're tuning into me later, you and I, we're a part of something pretty cool, something pretty amazing. This time of history. It's never been before. It's never going to happen again. Right? So if you're stressed out, if you're worried, if you're angry, if you're afraid, let it go. Let it go. Give yourself permission. Let today be the day. Let these words, right? You're hearing them. Let these be a reminder for you. You know what I'm talking about. The thing that's been bugging you, been worrying you, causing you stress and anxiety. Give yourself permission to let it go, right? Just set it down. You can pick it up again in a few days. Just give yourself a commitment to be now. For it is right now that we are. And I've been hearing this idea from many other people and me. It feels like something is about to change. Have you felt that yet? Because I've heard it from many others, right? And there's many signs that things are changing, right? But this is like something greater. You got that feeling within you. There's something. Maybe you haven't figured it out yet, but you know it. There's something that's about to change. And it's a good change, you think, but you're not certain, right? Because change can be scary, but you know there's this something. It might surprise you. Because that's my idea, is let's create this amazing change that's just right there, hidden, waiting to be happening, right? The choice to change. That's what I'm talking about. Let's gather together some conscious human beings. Doesn't have to be me. Take the idea and get others involved, but let's go get conscious human beings involved and go speak to those people in Washington, D.C., like Donald Trump and Hegseth and the left and the right and Congress, right? Let's talk to these people that believe in government more than freedom. Let's do better. Let's invite them and lead them and support them into creating a better world for us all. It's here. It's waiting. See, this thought I was thinking about earlier, I've been given the idea of this simulation. This is a simulation of life. I'm confident of this. It's not as real as we think or feel. It's all temporary. It's just transitory. It's one thing and then it's another. That's all it is. So this realm is but a simulation of freedom. Okay, but freedom is the essence and the spirit of who you are, right? That's why we got so much natural defiance, right? Right? We all have within this part that wants to rebel, wants to say, no, no more. Well, it's natural. Freedom is our spirit, it's the infinite design of who you are. But in this body with the limited senses, I mean, our senses are pretty amazing, dude. Don't get me wrong. My vision could improve. I pray it is. We are free within limitations, right? We perceive very little, right? Not only through the light spectrums of what we can process, but even through our mind's limit, our mental limit. We're only free based upon the ideas and the knowing of what we discover, right? It's really the knowledge, the ideas that set you free. It's the ideas that set you free of your problems. It's the ideas that set you free of your guilt. It's the ideas. Okay, so be one with the giver of ideas. Who is the giver of ideas in your life? Is it the news? Is it the government? Is it social media? Is it your gossip column? Who's the giver of ideas to you? If you ask yourself honestly, you'll know that it's God. Okay? And if God is everything, figure out what you are. If God is everything, figure out what you are. Okay? Oh, OTW, I was thinking about this. Yes, it is, right? I am the giver of ideas to me, but I am not also. Let me humble myself, because truly the giver of ideas is greater than me. It is the knower that knows. But the knowing knower, it's within me too, right? That's the part I trust in. I trust in the part of me that's been given to me to know. God, language is so beautiful and dynamic. But I'm hearing myself and I'm recognizing I could be spreading confusion inadvertently. But hey, there was this idea of I am. I was thinking about this earlier. I've heard the concept and the ideas from others that there was a call placed out to the eternal spirits and the souls of eternal nature. There was a call put out by the source of creation for light to come into the world, this world, at this time, in this darkness, right? So there was a call placed out by God for light to come into this world. And God said, who is willing? And you and you said, I am. I am willing to go into the darkness and be the light in the world at this time. God, I am. And God said, yes, you are. And then you became. And here you are. And I'm just reminding you, when God and the spirit realm prepared you to join the family that you were given, you chose, right? However it works, you were prepared. You were prepared with lessons and gifts, unlike others. Okay? Missions. There's a purpose. There's a purpose for you. There's a purpose for me. And I have this feeling inside that something is about to change worldwide. Why? Because it's pretty obvious. World cannot continue creating billionaires. I mean, we could if we wanted to. The money's just made up anyway. But the reality is the selfishness and the greed and the propagation of fear. It's literally driving mankind insane. So insane. Well, look at the news. You'll see how insane. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to drop the link. We're going to see where this goes. I'm not sure how long I will run today. I'm actually pretty good, comfy, just kind of flowing for a while too. But those who wish to support the discussions, right? And ideally, if you're willing to brainstorm with me some strategies, what can we do to create a call out and gather together practitioners of consciousness, teachers of knowing, right? I found a huge list of them. And I keep finding more and more people that know, right? They're teaching this stuff. God is so good. God is so good. That's what I've been learning to know. I don't know what you're referring to. What drove me, it appears I went insane, but the truth is I found my sanity. I found my sanity, the real Watt life, by giving my mind to God. When you give your mind to God, there's only room for the truth, right? Matter of fact, there's just, when you give your mind to God, you create the greatest space for silence. And then you just be with silence until it changes. Yeah, this is it. I actually feel I went sane because when I was an alcoholic, oh, good Lord, that was absolutely insane. Drinking every single day to intoxication, passing out every night, right? I didn't really fall asleep for years. I passed out because I couldn't shut my mind down. Holy shit, I was literally nuts. And this is what I realized. Once I escaped my prison, it truly is Plato's cave, guys. I had been sitting there like a prisoner with my enabling buddies, right? We were prisoners watching the shadows and the news and the talking heads and the entertainment. We were politics, right? And we'd gossip and we were just sitting there in the cave, chained to our ideas and not really knowing what is the world showing. And then I escaped by somehow, some way, by God's grace, I found clarity. And I said this, or where was I? I was somewhere earlier. I was with a group that was really giving all credit to Jesus. Oh, maybe it was in that, might have been in that church messenger group, but group of men, they were all giving full credit to Jesus. Jesus saved me. Jesus did this. Jesus did that. And I swear my testimony is a little different. I didn't find Jesus until I clawed myself out, right? I didn't, a matter of fact, I pushed Jesus, the idea of Jesus away for a while. I delayed looking that way. But I do know that what he taught, what he went out in the world to say, so important. God's love. God's love is what Jesus was about. God's love is what I'm about. Let yourself be about God's love. Let everything that's not God's love, let it go. And then you'll figure out what is God's love, right? That's the first question. How do you know? How do you know if it's your love or God's love? How do you know? How do you know if it's true or not? How do you know? We've got our first guest here. I want to welcome back a brother and a friend, a polite man. Welcome back, Duck. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm feeling blessed.
Good. Cool.
Hey, you are a guy who does pay attention to politics, economics, greater world stuff, right? I've seen you
Uh,
post.
yeah. I'm like the creepy outside of the wire observer, Jack. Yeah. And so, half of what I put out is good, half of it is not that good. So that's just the honest truth of it.
Well, what do you think of this?
It looks
The
good, man.
Well, the words too, the ultra wealth of a few. And we've
Mm-hmm.
got a few that have ultra wealth. We can all think of names: Bezos, Gates, Rothschilds. I mean, all sorts of them. The the king, right? The ultra wealth of a few. It's dependent upon the poverty of many.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we enable that?
So you automatically think that rich guys are narcissists, or we're talking about the system they're in, or we're talking about the people?
Well, the system creates excuses for people to become selfish and cruel.
Okay,
That's
yeah. Yeah. Well,
that's
Bill
actually
Gates,
my
Bill, Bill Gates has been spending this last 20 years of life trying to give away his last cent. I'm,
yeah,
I'm trying to defend the
yeah,
guy, but he's also investing in the next forms of energy at the same time. So,
yeah, yeah. He's doing some things, but he's doing some things. Here, we've got another guest I want to explore, and then we'll swing back to that.
are they doing nudie pics in the back, Jack?
No, let's not assume. Jameson.
Hey, Talcott, why are you such a coward? Why do you have me blocked,
Well,
you psycho?
I obviously didn't, but I mean, I
You
guess
can't
that's what I
block me.
gotta.
I can always get on here.
That account is gone. Joseph? Joseph.
Hey, Jack. How can you hear me?
Yes. I think I remember you. You've been here before, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. Welcome back, my friend.
Hey, I was reading something and you kind of jumped out in my head when I was reading it. Um, so I was thinking maybe I could just read. I think it's like maybe 4 paragraphs,
Please do.
and then you can. I'm gonna hop off after that. You can give me your thoughts on it, or maybe later.
All right, please.
All right, 1 second. Okay. Our society is in a deep spiritual crisis, a crisis that is a result of have taken the wrong path thousands of years ago. We are experiencing the consequences of the internal disconnection from our own hearts that began even before the birth of Christ. The natural human state is a heart that is filled to the brim with love and light, so full that it overflows and pours out love and light with every breath. But so many of us are far away from that natural state, so far away that all we feel is a sense of emptiness in our hearts. But when our hearts are empty, and when we don't know how to fill them from the inside, then we are left trying to fill them from the outside. That's what our addiction and codependence is all about, trying to fill the self up from the outside. Our world is at a crossroads. We are each being challenged to choose between love, peace, life, fear, war, death. We have achieved much on this planet, but at what price? With all we have achieved, we are still left with polluted air, wars, hunger, crime. So, what's gone wrong? What's missing in the world as a whole, and in our relationships, in our families, and within ourselves? The survival of our planet depends on all of us understanding and experiencing that we are all one. When we can look at other human beings and feel a sense of unity, then we no longer violate each other physically and emotionally. This feeling of unity with all of life will not be achieved until we feel unified within ourselves. Our sense of isolation and loneliness can only be transcended through experiencing inner wholeness and connection. We feel alone when we disconnect from ourselves, and then we feel lonely because we cannot connect with others until we connect to ourselves. That's what I wanted to share. Thanks for having me up and letting me share that. You guys
Hey,
be
don't
well.
leave
Okay?
yet, Joseph. Don't leave yet, dude. You're gonna read some poetry and then
I'll be in the chat still, but I
you got
I
this.
didn't
You
feel
got the
like
space.
talking. I just wanted to let Jack, because
You got the space
because
guy
you
stuff,
kind
though,
of
dude.
you get really riled up about that stuff, and when she was talking about the war, you jumped out of my head. So I
You
just
hurt
wanted to
my
share that.
feelings, Joseph. You hurt my
Thank you.
feelings reading the part about this.
Thank you, Joseph. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. Sorry, Doc, I'm not going to stick around today, but yeah.
And I understood. I want to respect. I want to respect what you said too.
All right. Thank you. Y'all be well. Well, until next time.
Please, thank you again, Joseph. There was a few points. I might have missed some of what was offered, but the disconnection from the heart, it is truly the symptom of our world, right? And what he read too. I'm not sure the source of it. If you're willing, Joseph, in the chat or elsewhere, share the source of what that was with us. The disconnection of the heart within will cause a disconnection of a heart outside, but the reality is we will look outside of ourselves when we've lost connection with ourselves. But the reality is some of us lost connection with ourselves before we realized who we were, right? It's where childhood trauma comes in. Children become disassociated from reality. They become these characters that grow up in a world that's mostly pretend. I probably can. I've never, yeah, let me not distract myself. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah. Duck, I didn't mean to be rude, but you were interrupting Joseph, and he had already offered his intentions.
His final goodbyes for the show today.
Does it need to be? Should it be?
Well, that's what you're talking about with the the rich guy stuff, and then you got six societies, and so you're saying we got an unsolvable problem or some kind of BS, some kind of stuff like this, Jack. I'm not with you on that, to be honest.
Who told you unsolvable, dude? Have you not met me? This is Doug. This is what you say. Some of the most peculiar things.
Behold, Jack. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so behold the Almighty Son of God, the Savior, Son of Man, right? Elohim and Yeshua. And Jack. And so while we've already been given our Savior, then we have Muhammad. Alhamdulillah. And then after we have Muhammad, we have
Hey,
technology. We have
Doc.
Isaac
Doc.
Newton.
Doc.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Okay. I wasn't done, but okay.
Well, you're making a lot of claims. They might be true for you, but they're not for me. And you're the one that's more worked up than me. So please, chill. Okay? You were
They salted Jack. I'm just saying it's not prophetic. They in ancient Mesopotamia they salted the fields. They would tear down the riverbanks to flood people out. There are all kinds of tactics and strategies. There's all kinds of like strategies people would try to deploy over time. And so I'm just saying, if you're solving for human nature, how does one even for me, okay, Jack, I want to set the scene real quick. When we talk about human nature and not fighting it, I'm thinking that I got this Jeff Bezos guy. We've got Joseph breaking hearts in chat. And I lashed out at you because of that, because I get really upset about that. I get so freaking upset when I hear that there's a problem of somebody's hurting, their feelings got hurt, and I can't do anything about it. I'm a well-adjusted, healthy person, Jack.
No, you're really not. You could be. I mean, you're real close, Duck. You're real close, but you're not. Okay. Wait, damn. You made some statements about human nature. What is your foundation for your perception on human nature? What makes you, besides being a human and maybe thinking you know you, what makes you think you know humanity?
I mean, I feel like I have a God-given right, again, from Elohim Yeshua, from the triune God, from Allah. I have a God-given right to participate in a society. And so for me, Jack,
Okay.
because that's the most honest, and so yeah, I'm just saying, because
You're not addressing what I asked. You seem to be in a different
okay.
different
Yeah.
place.
But I was trying not to be condescending towards you, because I do have a college degree and a U.S. political science degree, Jack.
Okay.
And
All
so
right.
my God give to me, alhamdulillah, praise be to God. My God given right is that I can go on any social media website, I can go to any chat room, I can go to any
So what?
Discord, and I can
So
participate.
what? So what?
Because
That doesn't answer the question I asked you. Do you remember what I asked you?
You said, what is my foundation or basis for human nature?
Yeah. Okay. So you understood the question. So if that was your answer to that question, you think because you can, that makes you know? Because you can go on social media and you can say what you want and you can do where you want. You think you know human nature? Dude, you're deceiving yourself, Duck. You're not well adjusted, brother. Please, I can help you. And actually, well observed, Patriot Hub. Duck, thank you for showing everyone what an education and a degree is worth in the society.
I read John Locke. I read David Ricardo, Raul Prebisch. You can give me obscure political science textbooks from other countries, and I can read them.
Okay, so
Alhamdulillah, praise be to God.
Explain now how political science connects to human nature.
It
Tie
doesn't.
Tie that.
Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't. But if you see the same patterns emerging,
okay,
over,
Duck.
Yeah,
then
repeatedly.
Duck, please recognize.
Okay.
You might not be the best equipped to determine what is or is not human nature. Okay. Now, the reason I'm fixed on this is because the direction you were taking these comments, it all started with your foundation of human nature. And you clearly got some blind spots, brother.
Jack, I want to call it out. Lala Blue is going on my YouTube channel with like 15 different alts. She won't admit that she's an AI woman. She won't admit that she's an AI woman, Lala Blue, on my stream. And so she is currently spamming me in the algorithm. And so I have more foundational problems. I couldn't answer your question, Jack. Sorry.
Holy cows, dude. Do you really? I don't want to be rude, but you're the one who's proud of putting yourself out here publicly.
Nope.
Do you think you are well adjusted and of sound mind?
Yeah, I could probably name 15 Panelverse superstars that aren't in chat right now. And so I do think there's a collective effort to railroad the Talcott show, and it's extending, right? That I'm getting Vishnu's farts onto me right now because we can't solve our problems.
You're out there, Duck.
Traditional Rose believed in me for about like she
I
was in
don't
chat for
care.
like 15, 20 minutes yesterday, dude. That was so that made me feel so good about my own selfish,
Okay.
egotistical, narcissistic, prescriptive goals that I have for people, Jack.
Why
I'm
would
trying to
you
protect
want?
people.
Why would you promote those things, Duck? That's insane. Do you listen to yourself? Seriously,
Mhm.
it doesn't appear you listen to me. I don't think you listen to me.
Well, okay, your first question, you'd ask me about, so you asked me two things. You asked me about rich people, and then you would ask me about what people are like. And no, okay, and so I was up here, Jack. I was up here trying to answer your question, but you're looking at
Actually,
the
you know
fact that
what, Duck? Please. I just remembered I made a mistake. You were ready to go. You were ready
yeah,
to go because you made the claim that I have the perception that the problems are unsolvable. Why don't you go, Duck?
but then you got to get some other guests up here if I'm not
No,
up
I
here.
don't. No, I don't. I can talk and talk.
I
I'm
thought
good.
that's how the show worked, Jack.
All right. You got what?
Well, don't ban me, but can I just go down willingly instead of getting
Yeah,
banned forever from Jack
yeah,
Talcott?
yeah. No, please.
Thank you, Jack.
I'm just suggesting you do what you said you were going to do.
Well, I'm gonna
Because
go have more coffee and then
I encourage you while you're away, try to reconsider um, your views on me and what I've been saying, because I am definitely not saying that this problem is unsolvable. No way whatsoever, dude. Um, what I'm saying is that if we, you and me and other people, if we unite together as, see, this is the thing, man. You're saying some of the right things, but you're so off base. And let me not pick on my guests. I don't want to be rude. But you know what? They say, I want everyone to see me. So I guess I should. I should just run with that, right? Praise God. Thank you. Praise God. Hey, boy, blue blubbering. Swear to God, I suggest, I'm not making any guarantees and I'm no expert for sure, but I encourage Duck to try and listen to me. I ran like, you're so funny, man. You think that was my help? Um, we're all in this experience together, guys. There's this life we're living, this life we are living. God has given to us. Every day we get to decide what are we going to do. Okay. It's easy to get lost, to get caught up in the ways of the world. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough love. I don't have enough blah, 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 blah. Whatever you say to yourself, you'll convince yourself because you're the one you're going to hear. You're going to hear you the most. So pay attention to the words you are speaking. Listen to you. And then listen to what the world shows you. In this instantaneous moment, if you are receiving the sound waves coming from me, right? This is the world speaking to you. So listen. Listen. Pay attention. Choose wisely. What are you going to do? Here's something I wrote down, and it's a question for me, something I'm working on. Are you willing to laugh at what upsets you? Are you willing to laugh at what upsets you? I feel that I am. I'm able to laugh at that which upsets me more often than I used to be, at least. Hey, we've got another guest returning. I want to see how this is going. Jim, welcome back,
Hey,
brother. How are things with you, my friend?
pretty good. How you doing?
I'm feeling blessed. I really am. Jim, I
Good.
actually feel like things are about to change.
Well, things do change. I mean, that's historical. I mean, there's been many resets, and I think we're heading for another one.
I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of creating that, Jim. And I think we can. I actually believe it's possible. That's what God has in store for us. Okay?
Yeah, well, that
There's-
happens historically, so I'm sure it'll happen again, you know. I think it's heading that way quickly right now.
It is.
Yeah.
And you and me and others like us, all of us alive, we are the catalyst. Disclosure is available. When we set the truth free, we become free.
And you know, the sad part is the only skirmish there is amongst ourselves.
Exactly. That's the God honest truth. There's no one else here but us. People are all that is here. Oh, I never asked Jim if the aliens were grays and was it like TV?
Yeah, the short grays, yeah, the short grays. That's the Zeta Reticuli.
Did you learn that where they were from while you were there or later and afterwards you put the pieces together of what you experienced?
I'm also a contactee, which means I get telepathic messages.
Okay.
That's why a lot of the things I say, I've learned that is from them. You know, for example, good and evil is not, there's no separation between good and evil. It's all the same force. The only difference is in how you decipher it and your intent on how you use it. Like you say, God is all things, right? So God must be both good and evil. Now humans, we have an ego, right? Some larger than others. But God himself, if we're made in his image, he also has an ego, which is much bigger than our own. So could it be that what we see as Satan is simply God's alter ego? Right?
That's the conclusion I've come to.
You know, because within nature, there's nothing, the only place that good and evil exists is within the human psyche, nowhere else in nature, right? A hurricane is destructive, but it's a hurricane is destructive, but it's not evil. A lion killing a gazelle is violent, but it's not immoral, right? A virus doesn't intend to harm, it just lives.
Amen. Jim, I want to swing back to this. I just remembered, Andy, the contribution you shared. Thank you very much once again for your generosity. I'm quantum aligning my Christ frequency chakra with the infinite download of Holy Spirit light codes, brother. Praise be. God is just constantly uploading divine love packets into my spirit cloud. I actually love hearing that, Andy. And for those who it makes sense to join in that, right? Seeking to grow in that too. Get these divine love packets and divine revelations. See what you can discover for you. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that. And again, I don't mean to put you off, Jim, but this this is actually my hope and goal, US8. I hope to speak with the US government, start here. They can help me speak to the rest of the governments, right? The idea is to speak with all the governments of the world.
And as far as extraterrestrials, the government knows more about them than you do.
They're not admitting things.
That's right.
And I did see Joe Rogan at the White House. They're passing something with psychedelics. So we're moving in this direction, Jim, right? We're moving in this direction where disclosure it's going to have to happen.
Well, yeah, eventually, yeah, everything comes to a head.
Hey, and there was, Snafu is known for being rude and probing, and he was also asking, was there any memories of testing, probing, such as that?
I got a vague memory of the abduction itself, as far as being aboard the craft. You know, I've been thinking about maybe hypnotic regression, and I'm kind of, that there within itself is risky, because hypnotists can actually plant things in your mind. You have no way of knowing whether it's actually something you experienced or something he's having you experience. So I'm kind of like in the balance on that as well. So I don't know.
Jim, I can only imagine some of the inner things that would come up with and through that experience. A lot of doubts, I can imagine, right?
Oh, at first I was beside myself. I mean, I didn't even come out with it for like till a year and a half after it occurred. I had to keep rationalizing it out within myself, and eventually, like I said, I get telepathic communication every now and again, which helped me through it.
See, okay. So that's another example. It may not have been pleasant or easy, but it sounds like God equipped you with what you needed,
Right.
to make it through.
Exactly.
Hey,
The biggest
welcome.
thing-
Greetings. Greetings, Mr. Talcott.
How you doing, brother?
I'm blessed. I have to remind myself of that. Doesn't always feel that way, right?
Right. I know.
Quick question for Mr. Jim and anybody else who's on the disclosure bandwagon. Is anyone else at all concerned about this idea of disclosure coming exactly at the same time that we're finding out the world is run by the island goer class? If they do give, it's 2-3-parter, right? So if you can't follow it, we'll take it one at a time. But concerning it all, that maybe if they're the ones disclosing this all to the rest of us, that it might just be another hoax, LARP, deception, and be used for some alternative means or outcome.
I will tell you that the government, if there's anybody that you can't trust, is the government itself. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because I will say this. What we will experience in the future, the government is very deceiving. Where we have the technology right now for holograms and whatnot, what's going to come up in the near future is a fake alien invasion, which will be done by the government itself with holograms that will depict alien craft in the sky firing weapons.
Okay, so we're on the same page. You gave me what I needed.
Well, yeah, when in reality, the weapons will be being fired by the military industrial complex.
Right. And that's kind of where I was going, is that we know the documentation's been out there that the same way they planned 3 world wars and a new world order, they're potentially planning to do some other stuff, right? So not to live in fear, right? We're hashtag live without fear, but it is good to know what potentially is on the table, right? Being spoken about by the same people who kind of have a habit of, let's say, pimping on the hose, right? But again, the hose have a habit of seeming to wanting to be pimped on. So it's a strange dynamic, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about control.
Did you have
some
more?
guests in the back, Jack? I don't know if you've noticed. I love that word now. I use that word everywhere in my life. Some coyotes came in on the land the other day. They were trying to get in to the hen house, right? And I told my friend, it looks like we have some guests over there, right? The coyotes trying to get into the hen house. So
that's what I get.
What did you do to those poor coyotes? Why didn't you let them have
Road
some eggs?
noise.
listen, I don't do anything to any of these creatures, right? He and everyone else, they're into it. They kill, You know, they're in, and I go, listen, if I have to kill, I will, and most likely two-legged animals, but I just don't have it in me. If I do have it in me, it's not there, right? It's not as easily accessible for me to walk up and put a bullet in a pig's head, right? I'm just not into it. I'm really not into killing the coyote either, right? The coyote's just doing what it knows how to do. I mean, you basically have a box of ham sandwiches sitting in the middle of the desert, so.
Right. In other words, it's all about survival, which is a natural thing to survive.
Right, Lou's already making an inroad. We can see where he's going to go, where he always goes. I and others believe that humans have a choice, you know, and maybe that's our foolish hopes and dreams, right? We're bleeding heart hopers and dreamers, and that's not reality. Anything's possible, right? The wolf doesn't have a choice. You know, it's got to
Exactly.
eat what it can get, right? Or what it can kill. It eats what it can kill. It can't co-create something, right? Doesn't have thumbs like Lewis.
See, when a human being is born, they're born with a double whammy. They're not only born to survival itself, but they're born as a slave to society. So they got a double whammy. They not only have to survive naturally like any other species, but they also have to deal with being born into society.
Well, and this is where the evidence shows mankind is lost. The only one who can save us is us, right? I know there are people that are saying, well, the aliens are going to come save us, or Jesus is going to come save us, but God sent us. And I'm pretty sure this idea of disclosure, if and when it comes out, it will be because of the work of people who are not in the inside, right? It's because of outside pressure, people doing these Freedom of Information Acts, people putting the pieces together, educating others, organizing groups, pursuing all of these different legal actions and civil actions. It is time. We are the change.
I mean, folks kind of forget that if there was a benevolent race of beings who cared about themselves in this universe and nature, they'd probably be more likely to like destroy a large part of this race who keeps trying to destroy the planet than they are to, I don't know, save us from ourselves. Right. I mean, I think it's a possibility.
Well, that's another thing. You see, we have weapons today, like nuclear weapons, where, you know, if we were to destroy the planet, that would have an effect on the aliens themselves. In other words, if we destroyed Mother Earth and Mother Earth disintegrated, that would throw off the rest of our solar system as far as the Earth's gravity. It would have a domino effect on all the other planets in our solar system, which then would have an effect on the extraterrestrials themselves.
Well, so that's kind of my point. Everything has a balance, right? Whether we are aware of it or not.
So one thing they won't do or allow is man to use nuclear weaponry. And you can Google this anytime you want from reputable news media outlets. They've seen UFOs over military installations, nuclear weaponry. And this has been reported worldwide, where they can disarm the weaponry, and it takes them 24 hours to reboot it. So that tells me they're doing their homework, testing their technology to prevent that from happening.
Bro, I don't know if you're real or not, or this is just I don't know, some kind of elaborate script. But even if you are real, this idea that humans can destroy the earth is the arrogance of man.
Right. Nobody's saying anything conclusively, right? You're doing that. You're doing the absolutism. I just was saying that it might be a possibility that if there are beings out there who observe the balance of nature and the sort of wholeness or holiness of nature, they're probably more likely to do something to stop us from what we're doing to ourselves and each other rather than to save us from ourselves and each other. We have that opportunity. We have everything we need at this point. If we're not, and the we is the collective, right? If we're not doing that or choosing that, then that's on us, right? But why should everyone else have to suffer?
Well, the higher consciousness beings, right? And Andy, I suspect it could be that it'll be spun. The aliens are good and evil angels because, you know, what are the angels? They're messengers, messengers of light from God, messengers of darkness from others, right? From God. There's good and bad. And as Jim was saying, he's not alone. I've heard, I don't understand. I have no clue what Jim's saying. I'm just saying if what Jim is saying is true. I've heard of many people receiving communications from beings not of this realm, right? Not of this earth. So yes, they are absolutely trying to protect us from ourselves by sharing knowledge.
Jack, can I ask you a question since it's coming up right now? You have this tard in the back. He's flashing constantly just as a form of distraction. He's in the chat now, moderated, so he can't be silenced in the chat while he spins and cycles and scrolls. Can I ask you what your approach is on that exactly? Or is it just this guilt thing you have that we need to love this tard and tolerate everything that he does and says, even if it's a constant interference or distraction?
I've learned how to not let him interrupt or distract too much. Not as much as I used to. There's a request to let Snafu up.
Yeah, there's a request because he doesn't stop scrolling the chat and flashing in the back. He makes it so that indirectly you have almost no option other than to kowtow to his desires, right? That's his whole game. That's his whole life.
Or I kick him and ban him. I've done that too.
But you won't, because he will call you and text you and manipulate.
Don't tell me what I will or won't do.
Well, based on the pattern, he will call you and text you, and he will bullshit you offline, and you'll say, yeah, okay, snafu, I'm going to let you back and mod you because you manipulated me again to get whatever you want.
No, I got a soft heart. I keep giving him chances. But at the same time, I feel we're having good conversations, and I unmodded him. You know, it seems to be an issue. So I unmodded him. If someone wants to time Snafu out, go ahead. I don't care if he flashes in the back. I can get rid of his ass. Dude, we're having good conversations here.
I don't deny that. Again, Jack, forgive me if I'm, a little overwhelmed because I'm tired of seeing this kid everywhere at all times and just off to my left. He's just there. Constantly scrolling, harassing, projecting. It's like a fucking disease after a certain point.
I know. Yeah. You know what? Go away, Snafu, okay? Golly geez. He is who he is. I understand he's also in the hospital. Today could be his last day. He might die. You know?
Yeah, we're doing that loop every day. We're in toxic guilt, where this week might be the week. He's been to the hospital 45 fucking times because he won't stop chasing, being an addict, destroying himself, and attempting to destroy others, right? We get that. We know why he's there, and he's never probably going to change that. So let the dead bury the dead.
But this is it, Paul. We know why he's there. We can relate. We can understand. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just wash their hands of him and kick him to the curb. And I've tried that. Fucker is annoying. He's relentless. Let's bring it back, please. Sorry and thank you. Snafu's out of the picture for now. This idea of disclosure. I've heard it said that there are technologies and plans for the deep state to do something that could be very convincing, right? But if we head this stuff off, which is what I think we're here for, I really do. I really feel it in my heart that we've experienced what we've experienced. We've learned what we've learned because God has been preparing us for something great. And I feel something is about to change. And I'm telling you, Paul, I don't know if you heard this earlier. I'm going to find a way. I've got some other folks that may be able to help me with the video editing and production. But my idea today is to put a call out for practitioners of consciousness practitioners, right? There's all these people online and off teaching meditation, consciousness, ways of unified thinking. Let's put a call out for practitioners of consciousness, and let's go speak to the unconscious, the people in Washington, D.C. who believe more in government than freedom.
I will. You said similar things in the past. I will support that. I don't necessarily agree with you. That doesn't mean that I can't support it, because I tend to. And again, maybe we're both projecting our own perspective, and there's a third option. I don't believe these folks in government view themselves as most unconscious people would view themselves to be unconscious. I think they're very conscious. I think they view the majority of humanity as willing, duped out, easily suggestible, manipulatable, unintelligent slaves. And I think the Panelverse confirms their suspicion, right? The difference is that some folks believe the answer to this is dedicating their whole life to practicing and presenting consciousness and awareness. They, however, believe the answer is to slave these people and or genocide them after a certain point once we can get the robots to fill their positions. So I don't view them as unconscious. They're so conscious, they've literally decided what the next 100 to 200 years are going to look and feel like.
Yeah, it's all about control.
There's a few, right? News of this has been talked about for years, decades at the very least. What is it? The Club of 300, the Club of Rome, right? All of these small groups of powerful people that are controlling all the banks and controlling all the states. And it's all a bunch of bullshit, right? The knowledge has been there for a long time. The truth has been obvious ever since it was, right? We live in a realm where freedom is simulated. America is a simulation of freedom. It's not real, right? Paul, you know that. You know this. And so we have
that's the thing, though. It is real, right? I think freedom, like anything, is available, as you like to say. But the observer, the experiencer has to practice it. If not, it's available, but it will not be experienced. So just like we have to practice true care and true love, we have to practice true freedom. If not, the people who are truly free here, who are going to use the fact that you won't practice true freedom to enslave and genocide you, are going to do just that, right? So again, we get what we give here on some level.
Right. And people choose based off what they've learned. And there's been very concerted efforts to get people miseducated, misinformed, right? And so we've got a society that literally the systems give people excuses to be selfish and cruel. The systems that allow people to be selfish and cruel, they're politics, economics, and religions, right? Because you can find someone different. And as long as there's someone different, there's always someone worse. And as long as you got someone to look down upon, well, then you got someone to be afraid of too, right?
I think we got a great question here. I want to touch on it. And I think the system, or the thing behind the system spiritually, just gives everybody what they think they want or what they think is going to work. Right. So I don't think it's the system that is, I think you said selfish, and there was another adjective there.
Cruel. cruel
Yeah, well,
and
selfish and cruel. Well, then, if that's the case, the system is just mirroring back to the majority of the public who and what they are, right? Because that's what it wants. You know, that is the narcissism that falls in love with its own reflection, thinking that's the solution when it's actually the problem. So,
Paul, this swings us back to the earlier conversation about the potential of God having an ego, right? And that ego is basically Satan tempting us, punishing us, convicting us, right? But we don't have to follow that order. We can follow the good order. Because true freedom, how does one practice true freedom? You become that. Okay? You become free. So free that it is a threat to society. And you got to figure out, what does that mean? What does it mean to be free? It means to be responsible, number one. It means to be accountable, right? Because freedom is an opportunity and a responsibility. And people want to have these opportunities and responsibilities, but they don't want to accept accountability. So if you want to be free, you got to claim your freedom and be accountable for sharing it. Because no one is truly free if others are not free.
right. And you can't serve two masters. So, how does one practice true freedom? By not observing worldly supposed rulers, right? Other men and women who are would be rulers with statute, policy, and code, right? Again, we're back to archetypal principles and the principles that supposedly made America free and great, right? The courage to question the supposed authorities and deny their unlawful orders when they're in conflict with the law of the land, right? Universal law.
What are you thinking, Jim?
Yeah, well, it's all about control, basically. I mean, that's the way the system is set up. It's always been about control.
It is about control, but the reality is, where did that? Sorry. There was a quote I came across recently. It was just so perfect. All their power rests on our belief in their power.
Right.
The government power rests upon the belief that people believe it has power. Person in authority, person in anything, right? Power is actually given by those who believe in it. Is that right? I don't know. Hey, Keith, welcome to you, brother. Welcome back.
Greetings. How do you practice freedom? Is a connotation that it's an action. But I pose that freedom is first your mental attitude, what you do mentally, how you think. And I think true freedom comes from being able to learn on your own. The system that we have, this public education system, has done a great job of indoctrinating people into these beliefs.
Exactly.
And so when it comes to true freedom and that action coming first mentally, that's the observance. It's how we observe the world. That's the first action. That's the true freedom, is being able to observe the world for what it is. The eyes to see and the ears to hear, as it says in the scriptures. Most people have been indoctrinated, like I said, in that public education system to remember shit that is not even pertinent to them. Has nothing to do with their local surroundings or anything. And
Exactly.
they're concentrating on that instead of themselves.
That's why the way that we're taught is the same way all across the board. It's a plan. It's to indoctrinate, just like he says.
Well, collectively, we've been taught wrong. We've collectively lowered our standards on what we'll accept for ourselves and what will allow others, right? That was the
Yeah.
thing I had to come to terms with.
The thing is that people have to awaken. They have to wake up, smell the roses, smell the coffee, see the writing on the wall.
Jim, Jim, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Exactly what I hope for. What my prayer is that God is using me. Someone brought up, I don't remember what brought it up, but I saw this connection a long time ago. Donald Trump and I, he's a little bit older than me. He's lived a different life than me, but he and I are exactly the same. We are both a product of America. He's an example of one in the system, right? Who's had handouts and support, and he's been bought out. He sold himself out, and look at what he's achieved. I never did. I didn't sell myself out, and look where I am. But he and I were just the same. So what happened to me is my life humbled me, right? I had several come to Jesus moments where the truth that I wanted to avoid was right there. And it was saying, no, fucker, you're not going anywhere, Jack. This is what's real, right? And so eventually I started leaning into that. And I figured, well, if God is real and if I'm real, well, what I've learned can help. It can help others, right? So I want to help others awaken to the spirit of life, right? That Christic perfection, that energy that has been taught and known about and studied for thousands of years, right? It's nothing new. If I'm right, I'm outside of Washington, D.C. right now for a reason. And my prayer is that God will allow me to find a way to get the attention of Donald Trump and the other men and women of Congress, because we can have a come to Jesus moment, right? A little humbling of the truth. I said in my heart, one of the things I want to ask each of the people there too, have they been feeling that something's about to change? Because if any of the people in Congress, if any of those people involved in the United States government will admit that they're feeling something's about to change, we've got the answers. Okay, because those people,
you gotta also take into consideration that's where all the control is coming from.
it is and it's not, right?
Oh, no, it definitely is. Matter of fact, we have been and still are ruled under the British Crown. Nobody even realizes that. That's why DC is a district. It's like an annex of the British government.
Now I think I'm tracking with what you're saying. Yes.
Well, this goes back to that District of Columbia rap that I've been giving, that very few people seem to put together what the implications are of a District of Columbia.
Exactly.
And a corporation self-defined on the land of America using policy and code to overthrow rights and the law of the land, right? And this is, again, one of my points of contention, right? I can support Jack in what he does, but I believe these folks, again, are very conscious, and they're part of a foreign corporate takeover on this land that's here to bring a new world order, right?
And if they don't get stopped, they're going to continue. I mean, they've got all the funding mechanisms, they've got all the communication.
It's about the beings who are here getting ruled over, getting started, right? So I believe our audience and our solution is with the quote unquote masses, if it's there at all. It's with ourselves and each other, whoever's meant to be a part of that, right? The meek shall inherit the earth. The rest are going to get deceived, and they're going to get churned up by this kingdom of Shaitan, whether we like that or not, right? This is kind of biblical prophecy, you could argue,
That's what
so
I'm suggesting.
We have a choice, and there's also no choice, right? I guess we'll go figure that one out, the paradox of that. So yeah, again, I can support it. I can't say that I believe something or buy into something that I can't see and understand, right? Doesn't mean that it's not true or valid. So yeah, I have to speak from the perspective that I hold, right? Which is the talk to Donnie and the rest of them is a challenging, easier way, right? The more difficult and I think virtuous way is we're gonna have to be that change on the ground and then talk to everybody one by one on how to reflect that, right? So that becomes so abundant that these people don't have a choice but to have a conversation with us, right?
The trick
Because
is to unite.
we're here, we're
The
not
trick
going
is to
away, right?
unite. Yep. The trick is to unite. That's the
I think
trick.
that's already happening, by the way. You know,
I hope
I don't
so.
think we have to
Yeah.
be hopeful. I think we can be faithful in what we've already been shown, right? That there are already sheriffs and other officials on the inside who say, hey, these ain't sovereign citizens. These are free Americans and they ain't going away, right? As a matter of fact, they're getting more organized, right? They're getting more inspired. There's more of them every day, right? So we got to start doing our fucking job, you know, as we were supposed to do it from the beginning. So, then what you're going to have yourself is another federal civil war, right? Between individualists and common law folks, and the folks who want to turn everything on this planet into a corporation and a business. We've done this already, right? It's where we come from. So we're going back, oddly enough.
Well, how many years you been trying to convince the masses, Paul?
I'm not trying anything. I have a person who called me.
All right.
I have
I
a
thought
person
that was
who
your
called
plan.
me. I have a person who called me yesterday who said they just got a dismissal at court and didn't even have to use the majority understanding that we talked about, right? Because him just standing on what was true and what's right and not going away was enough for them to say, this one gets to live and be free. Bye. Right? So, you know, again, it's there isn't going to be a banner waved and a trumpet blown and a parade started. This is slowly over the course of time doing the work in the background, right? Staying consistent, and getting results, right? And slowly over time, state by state, hundreds and thousands of people will start practicing living free and self-governance. And then these people will have the choice to make. Are they going to drag everybody off and do a Holocaust, or are we going to get a seat at the table, right? Or at least get absolution, if I'm using that term correctly, right? Or a reprieve. So for the slaves who want it, they can have policy and code, statism, and slavery all day. For those who proclaim their rights and practice that, well, that's why we have a dual jurisdiction. See? So, you know, there's heaven and hell for a reason, you could argue.
Do you mind if I give you guys something that could maybe lift spirits or give you some sort of belief that mankind is not completely fucked? In
I didn't say
Lebanon, they
that, by the
bombed a
way, to
couple.
be clear. I didn't say that at all. So
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying in general. Lebanon, Israel was bombing a couple of towns, big towns. They displaced about almost 1 million people. Uh, right after they bombed all the bridges of the rivers and everything, and within hours of them calling a ceasefire, almost 2/3 of the population just went right back to the cities and just were in high spirits. Their houses are destroyed, but they're there and they start rebuilding, and they've literally just been bombed, and they're having coffee, sitting on the rubble and joking and laughing. I mean, that's the spirit of humanity, right? And the people that whoever is of the dark side can never truly win this fight, whether it's statutes, policies, and codes or bombs, because the spirit of humanity is to be free. And you can oppress it as much as you want, but the further and further you go down that rabbit hole of oppressing the general population, the stronger that will for freedom becomes. And I'm hoping that it's starting to grow in people, because I'm just about to go inside right now, so I'm going to get out of here. And it's going to grow with sitting down face to face with people, not on these screens, and actually having dialogue with people that are of like mind and that want freedom. right? And I really don't think it's going to happen on these screens. But the spirit is there if we want it. Anyways, take care. I'm here. Bye bye. Much love.
Again, I think just to respond to that, and then get back to Jack. Let's get back to Jack, right? We got to stop doing this whole thing of it's not going to happen right here, right now. This instant gratification, dopamine addict type shit, right? That's not what life is. That's not what a journey is, right? So nothing happens all in one moment in one place. Happens over the course of time. You're making some faces there, Jack. What's the faces about?
Hey, sorry, you know it all, Paul.
It's not about knowing it all. I'm talking about what seems obvious to me. Again, Jack, this is why folks can't co-create with you and cooperate with you, because you have bitterness and resentments, unfulfilled desires, and you project your anxiety with that onto others just being who they are, right?
Paul, get back to your point.
What was wrong with what I just said?
Keep going. Keep going. This is the Paul show again.
How do you build a house, Jack? Oh, it's the Paul show now. You know what? I'll help you out. Let me remove myself, because it wasn't what I was saying. It's the fact that I'm me and you're not the spotlight and the center of attention. So let's help you out with that.
No, it's because you're a bitter bitch, Paul. Fuck. And you, Lou, I'm sorry. You don't understand either, okay? I see, Paul, you timed out boy blue blubbering. Come on, dude. Seriously?
That's you. You're the one acting like a bitter bitch right now. I timed out boy blue blubbering because all he's done in the chat is snipe and attack at people on panel. He said nothing.
Nope. I've seen positivity. I saw Paul bores me. I saw that's what triggered you.
Right. So you have the same 5 or 10 people on alternate accounts who keep running game on you and others. If this is what you want, Jack, you can have it.
Paul.
If this is what you want, you can have it.
Paul. Yes, it is. Please go away. You said you were leaving.
Enjoy.
Thank you. God bless. And you want to blame me that I can't work with you. Paul, you're sitting here interrupting me, speaking against me, taking over the stream, timing out people who support me. Paul, grow up, dude. Landry, good timing.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I don't know what I missed there, but maybe it's better I don't know if it cleans the slate. Perhaps.
Yeah.
I know. I just, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's rude, but hope it's good to see you. It's been a little while since we chatted. Wish it was on better eyebrows right now, but
I'm here. I'm resetting, and the energies are settling, and I'm actually pretty good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think it's interesting what your show does, right? And not just your show, but a lot of shows here on YouTube where if it's a community in that way where we all communicate offline, online, we have goals, similar goals. I think oftentimes we can get frustrated when we don't have new bridges for our energies to be, carried over towards, right? Where I think you often seek those with people who you want to collaborate with, and those are good to make new connections. That's how a community grows. That's where a lot of your successes come from, I think. But then when there's a lot of the same repetition with the same sort of characters circling the drain, that's where I believe your frustration comes from. Is that correct?
I didn't catch the last. Where'd you land it?
Like, because you ideally you would have more newer connections, but somehow it kind of becomes the same people like me who pop in here, and we want to find new, more powerful people who we can spread the message to.
Actually, Landry, not necessarily, but what you said, yes, partially. Frank, welcome back to you as well. Okay. Let me address what you were saying before I lose what you were saying. Okay. Yes, I am hoping for other guests. Okay. I would prefer for more variety. It has been part of how I've grown, but the reality is I know I'm not for everybody. It's kind of why I stopped going out to so many other places, because a lot of them just, I make people feel weird, you know? So my hope and my prayer is to literally get more invited guests, people who want to talk about what I want to talk about, not what Paul wants to talk about or Lou wants to talk about or whatever, right? You guys are pretty, I think, pretty respectful. You're not here as often, but you're pretty respectful when you are.
Yeah, as much as that we can be. And how are you doing, Frank?
Doing well, thanks, Landry. Hope you're as well. And Jack, greetings to you.
Much love, man.
I want to pick your brain. I mean, maybe this is relevant here with the whole wealth. I see wealth in the title, right? Do you think that when wealth is so sparsely distributed amongst these people who are in powerful positions, right? Not just president, but maybe in law and in our society, we have any real chance of stopping people from conspiring, right? Because people talk about conspiracy theories, but conspiring happens every single day. We conspire here, to talk to Trump, right? So how can we defend ourselves from these people who just have their, when the odds are stacked against us?
Case by case. That's my first response.
Yeah.
But inquisitive minds can find the answers, and as long as we're devoted to the truth, if we're honest with ourselves and our cause, we'll know that the truth is the only thing that matters. You follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's what I found for myself. The truth is the only thing that matters. So why do we pay taxes to a government that literally keeps secrets when the truth is the only thing that matters? I couldn't find a logical conclusion, right? And then, I mean, initially you can come up with excuses. Well, we've got to keep secrets from our enemies, right? Well, why do we have enemies? Could it be that we're at war with one another because of ideas, because of lies? I mean, I'm sure if we were honest with one another, we could figure out how to fix things, how to make things, how to grow things. We don't need to be in a world that profits and rewards conspiracies. That's what you were saying, right? But every corporation, it's a legal conspiracy, trade secrets and such, right? And it's backed by the enforcement of uniformed police.
Yeah, and another way to approach it was written about by Robert Anton Wilson in his book trilogy, the Illuminati series. And his suggestion was that we start mastermind groups with ourselves, right? Like if they're up to a conspiracy and just a handful of people are literally able to dominate the world, then why can't a handful of people get together and counteract this, right?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I know there's people who think like me. I just haven't got their attention and their time. But you guys think like me somewhat. Hey, if I can, I think it is appropriate. Pause for, Samsonite Jack, not simping for Paul or you or anyone. I will say, in my observation, Paul has been a real strong advocate for you, your channel, and a path forward. I've missed him of late, and I think you have too, and you are accurate, Samson. I have. I was actually pretty excited to see Paul show up again tonight. But let's not put too much lipstick on a pig, right? Paul hasn't been real encouraging as far as I've heard about, hey, you guys should check out Jack Talcott. You should see what he's saying. You should understand what he's doing. I'm not sure that I've ever once heard Paul, really promote like that. I mean, just recently I heard him taking credit. Apparently half of you guys who tune in for me, half of you are his, okay? I didn't earn you, you don't see anything in me. It's just because he promoted me. So you guys are apparently, half of you are apparently followers of Paul so much that you share time with me. And God bless you. Appreciate
And
that.
I'd like to address it if I may, Jack, because I've
Actually,
had some
please.
difficulty with it. Okay. Should I
Please,
wait?
Paul just showed up.
So,
Paul?
Jack, you realize that's a covert contract, right? You didn't ask me to promote or do anything.
Nope.
It's inferred or assumed that I'm going to do that because you're working with me. When I
Nope.
don't give you what you want indirectly, you get bitter and resentful.
Nope.
Because I've been pretty much doing everything but that, using my
Okay,
platform
and-
to promote others.
Yep. And when I get to, I'd like to defend myself. You're quick to accuse and convict.
I didn't make the accusation. You did.
I was actually responding to a comment. So if you take my words and you put them back in the context of what they were intended
Sure,
for,
you called me a pig.
what's your problem? Was
You
I
just called me a
dishonest?
pig,
I
and
called
then
you a
you
pig?
said we better not put lipstick on a pig.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be the
Yeah.
pig in that scenario, right? You don't
Well-
even know what you're saying, do you?
I'm
even know
not
what's
calling
coming
you
out of your
personally.
mouth.
Tell you what, Paul. You
And then I
receive
didn't,
it how
and then I
you
didn't
want.
advertise for you on my broadcast, so I'm not an advocate for you, right? I don't do anything, and I don't do enough for you, right?
I don't know what you do, dude. All I know is you don't talk to me. You find problems with me.
There it is.
And you. Am
Where
I
did
wrong?
I find a problem with you? We were discussing ideas. Again, you personalized the ideas we were
Paul,
discussing as far as me finding
Paul,
problems with you. You have deep
Paul.
insecurities that bleed into every interaction.
Holy shit, that is you, dude.
That's
Come on,
fine. I
man.
mean, there may be, but again, we're here now
Well,
talking
okay,
about
so
what
let's
just went
figure it
on. We're
out.
not talking
Let's
about
assume
mirroring
it's
and
you,
trauma
Paul.
bonding.
Paul,
Of
let's
course.
assume
Let's
it's you.
always assume that it's the other person is your
All right.
narrative, right?
Why are you here? Why are you here? You corrected
If
the
I-
record according to you. So
To
now
dis-
why are you here?
To discuss
If
what
I
you
may,
just said
gentlemen.
and respond,
Paul,
and then
if I may.
to hand back the keys, because there's no point in a pig having keys to co-host when he's
Right.
not doing enough for you, isn't thankful and grateful, and isn't dedicated enough, right? And isn't advertising you on his channel, right?
I haven't heard that much. Maybe you have. I'm sorry. Sorry if that's true.
And it's
I'm-
better for you
I'm
because if I do
sorry you
decide to come
promoted
back,
me.
if I do decide to come back, now you can throw me out and remove me at your whim when you don't want to listen to me, right? It's better for all of us.
It is. You're right. Frank, please.
If I may, can I interject an idea just really quickly? I think it might help a little bit. Honorable Judge Unslavius, you're familiar with the Tao Te Ching, right?
I'm familiar with you in chat just calling me an arrogant whatever you just said, and you never addressed
didn't
me
say
like that
shit.
when.
Can you allow him to finish?
Okay, so it must be another Frank Monday in chat.
Can you
No,
allow
it's
him to
just a
finish?
question. Okay, yeah, I did. You're right. I appreciate
Okay,
that.
I did. So you're
I'm-
lying, right? And this is the
No,
thing
no,
with
no.
all of you.
No,
You're,
I
you're,
had to
you're full of
reflect.
shit. You're
You
fake.
see,
There's two
you
of
see, you fucking
and you
steamroll.
can't.
You don't even allow me the opportunity to
I
get the
did
idea
allow
out there,
you.
and
How
then
can I
you
dialogue
changed
or
the
interact with
direction.
someone who
You
just
changed
admitted
the
he can't even be
direction.
accountable
You
for your own
deflected and
words and what you
changed the
just said
direction.
because it alters how you're seen by the audience, right? You have a persona, right? We can't be seen for who we really are in chat, right? That's the game. So
However you want to spin it, Paul. So
he
okay,
just admitted it.
let-
So now you're
how about-
defending him, denying it, and then copying to it because I called him out and asked, "Is there a second Frank Monday?" He doesn't know
Okay.
what he's saying, I guess, or what's
Great.
coming out of his mouth
Great.
either.
Paul, you win. You win.
It's not about winning.
Congratulations. Oh, it's
not
not. Then
about
what are
winning.
we doing? What the fuck are you
Well, I
doing?
thought we were talking about accountability,
God
responsibility,
damn.
until everyone forgot what was coming
Okay.
out of their own mouth and fingers.
That's
Yeah,
you.
it was 5 minutes ago. I forgot. That's right. I did.
I
And
don't
apologize.
doubt
wasn't-
it.
It
I don't
wasn't
doubt
in my
it.
head. I
Paul.
wasn't thinking about it because I wanted to ask you a question, Paul. And rather than
Sure.
letting me ask the question, you deflected. So
Well,
that's
I just
fine.
wanted to get that out of the way that you never
Okay,
never
it's out of the way.
anything
Is
else
it
you
out of
want
the
to
way?
get out of the
Is your
way,
diaper
Paul,
changed?
before someone else can talk?
Man, it's a real implosion here today, isn't it?
Oh, that's
guys are
yes,
really-
Paul. Recognize your part, dumbass.
Oh, it's my part now. I'm doing that. Okay.
Please, is there more you want to get out before we can allow someone else to speak?
I didn't know that I was doing that much talking. I was simply
All the
addressing
time.
him before we got to what he wanted to address because he was addressing
Yeah.
me in chat, right? That doesn't
So is
seem
there
inappropriate,
more?
does it?
So, is there more you wish to address before we allow someone else to speak?
No, I think the
Paul?
point is proven. He's just like you,
Okay.
doesn't know what's coming out of his own mouth and out of
No,
his fingers.
I'm
We got
asking
that. We
about
got
do it
you,
that.
incessantly,
Paul. Paul, it seems you've got more to say.
Well, no,
so
see,
what
the reason,
more do you want to
Jack,
say?
this might confuse you, but the reason I asked is because I was wondering if I'm completely delusional or in denial. And nope, you both did exactly the same behavior while calling me
Paul,
delusional
you
and denial.
are.
Okay, so now that we got that
If
on
you
record,
would
we can
please
move
shut
forward.
up. Paul, can you please shut up, please?
Thank you, sir. We can move forward now. Are you ready?
God bless. Thank you. Frank, do
okay,
you
so
recall, please?
yeah, and I apologize for the arrogant comment. It's just the fact that you incessantly speak over others and monologue ad nauseum, and it gets a little droning. So I wanted to ask you about the Tao Te Ching. And in the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says that those who speak do not know, and those who know do not speak. And you seem to speak a lot, but he also advises that we do not go to excess. Over pulling the bow makes it snap, over sharpening the sword makes it blunt easily. And so I'm wondering, you say that you embrace Taoist principles, but you do those things which Lao Tzu warned us against. Right? You never leave room for others. You suck the fucking oxygen out of the room, talk ad nauseum, and just drone until people are ready to fucking jump out a goddamn window with a rope attached. That's all I'm saying, man. It gets hard to deal with.
So to be clear, that's a
I see
subjective.
it everywhere.
Frank,
everywhere. I'm just
Okay, so I'm not gonna. Am I gonna respond to that, or we're not?
Well, let's
So
pause.
that's
so
a
you can
subjective
hear it.
perspective. Believe it or not.
You. Can you say thank you and kind of consider what was just said?
I am considering it, and it seems on the face of it obvious that it's a subjective perspective. I don't think everybody in the experience is having that experience. So, is it
I
possible?
agree entirely with him, Paul. You need an intervention.
Oh, we're doing this loop again. It's amazing how we loop on these tracks.
You
It really
need to
is.
intervene on yourself. You should really look at yourself differently than you've chosen to. I'm going to shut up now.
So that's all this was, right, Jack? Is, hey, come over, have the keys, come be involved with me so we can do some enmeshment, codependency, and then I can turn on you at some point and do the intervention loop like we've done before. That's all this is.
So why does it have to be so pre-planned? Why can't it just be a?
It's not
organic...
pre-planned. I'm saying folks are running a subconscious loop, a program.
Paul doesn't see he's.
Do you put yourself outside of this circle? Is that what gives you like a?
He doesn't see himself with any part.
Again,
that's the pedestal, right?
If you want to directly focus on something that I just did in the interaction before that led to whatever this is, I'm open to it. But I don't think that I was overboard. I don't think I was out of hand. I think we were having a back and forth exchange over certain ideas. I think we're even aligned in those ideas. And then we got
Paul. Do you want to understand? That's the thing. I don't think that you do.
Okay, I'm open to understanding.
What brought you here to Jax for the most recent
question?
I know he
requested.
I
hadn't been here in a few days, and I saw that he was interacting with Jim, and there wasn't really much going on. And I was kind of
interested. Going on?
You're cutting me off again.
This is.
You're
right.
You're not letting me even finish. You've already got your mind made up. You're pigeonholing me.
Tell you what. Actually, Paul.
We're going to deflect and we're going to run now, aren't we?
No, Paul. Actually, Paul.
When I said much not going on, can I clarify? Because you literally just jumped the gun. It's the opposite of what you're thinking it is. Not much going on in the way of toxicity and acting out. It was a decent conversation that I was somewhat inspired by, that I wanted to be a part of. And I wanted to get more from or with or out of Jim as far as what he does and what his perspective is, right? So I wasn't demeaning what you were doing. I was saying that's why I came in, because there wasn't all the usual extra garbage with Slave Foo and Tommy and all the rest. Well, so I guess someone had to be the target today, and I'll accept that if I need to be that.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's what is the end goal for your comfort zone in a panel, Paul, right? Is it really, does it offer that much? Or is it kind of your friends hanging out, just shooting the shit most of the time? That's what I've seen this show become when it leans more heavily on you. It's just people who you like and get along with, which is the biggest problem with these circles we run in, is we don't have a show anymore. We're just talking. And I've seen you lean real hard into that laziness, but then to say like that,
so when I take the lead and I want to present something, I'm taking over. When I take a step back and I go with the flow and I just try to get into a conversation or a back and forth, that's not good either.
It's
So
not
I'm
that
trying
it's
to
good or
get
bad.
to
Excess
what
is
are we
wrong.
looking
Either
for?
We're not
excess
we're
is
not
When did I
wrong.
making
become
moral
Do not
judgments
go
when
on
did I
to
this.
become
excess.
answerable to Landry and his constant hard on for me and how I do a broadcast as well, right? This is bizarre. It's the same garbage over and over again for years.
Look at your part to understand why it's been so prolonged.
I agree. My part is that I keep thinking that people who do the same things over and over again, expecting different results, are actually going to change how they approach me, the situation, the broadcast, or anything else, right? So I agree with that.
But it's you that you need to change.
Sure. What did I do specifically that I need to change? I'll ask again because I didn't hear anything. I heard a lot of feelings about how people feel about me and things from the past creeping into now, but I didn't hear any direct explanation of what I was doing that was so inappropriate that we
That's
had to
not
go
true.
off and call me a pig and say I wasn't advertising you and all the rest of it.
That's not true. You did hear. I said you heard the explanations. You chose to label them and to dismiss the explanations, not just with me, but with Frank, Landry.
When did when did your discussion with me become a 3-on-1 interaction? I don't understand. That's literally triangulation. Why did that have to happen?
Because one-on-one, you're insufferable. You've got a pattern of being disagreeable. As Frank pointed out, you overtake the conversations, then you control and continue on. Both of us have that pattern.
Are we doing that now?
No, we're doing better. And I
So why are we
appreciate it.
living in the past then? This is what I'm confused about. You know, you're
Because I'm not convinced anything has changed.
okay. So your issue with me lies with your lack of trust with me, regardless of what my behavior has shown.
No,
even
that's
though
not accurate.
okay.
What I told you is my issue with you is your behavior. You choose your distrust as your excuse. I don't accept that shit. I know you can do better. I know you can be better. But until you want that, ain't shit gonna change.
I'm really not quite sure what you're talking about.
I'm happy to unpack it.
I think we've all been waiting. I'm guessing that time's never going to come because this is all some vague sort of generalization so that you can, like, you know, do whatever this is, right? There isn't any actual
Nothing
thing
vague.
you can point to, right?
Nothing vague.
Other than the first thing you said, because usually the first thing we spout out in a moment of frustration is at the core of what it really is. I didn't appreciate you enough and I didn't advertise you enough, right? And I did a lot of talking, even though I haven't been here in 3 or 4 days, right?
And that's unfortunately probably all you heard, wasn't it? Why don't you think back again? See what you might have
I don't need to
overlooked.
think back because you're here now. And if it's so important that it had to take up everything we were doing and become this between you and I again, like it has in the past, then you can just make it clear what the actual issue is. I don't have to go back and think about it and deflect and this, that, and the third. You have an
but
issue
you
and a
can't.
problem. You
Paul.
shut the conversation
Paul.
down in the
Hello.
broadcast.
Hello.
You
Paul.
acted out
Paul.
and started
Hello.
calling people
Hello.
names.
Hello, are you there? Are you there? Paul, I don't have to spoon feed you. You can go back and think, motherfucker.
Sure,
Use your
there it
head.
There it is.
Use your head.
It's some life coaching, huh?
Well, I'm honest.
My life coach / sponsor told me he doesn't have to spoon feed me, motherfucker. Just go back and think about it, right? Wow. I could have consulted some of my Italian uncles for life coaching like this, the ones who drink, beat their wives, you know, did cocaine in the 80s. Yeah, this is top-notch fucking life coaching, man. Thanks, Jack. What do I owe you for this? Can I give you a mailing address to send the bill? You see how absurd the whole thing is and how ridiculous it is? Can we have a moment of clarity and just laugh about in general how ridiculous the whole thing is and laughable?
I'm laughing at you.
Okay.
So now when you're done getting out your little feelers,
Sure.
stop acting like a bitch. Let's bring the
Okay.
conversation back to where
You know
the
what?
conversation
You're
was.
You're right.
Let's bring things back into context. Are
Man,
you
let me get
okay
out of
with
my
that, Paul?
feelers right now, and
Paul,
let's get
can
back
I
to the
bring us back
conversation and
into the
context.
present?
Yeah,
Paul, can I bring
please
us
do
back?
that. We need a masculine, strong leader type man who's really in charge to bring us back. Please do that.
Oh, well, here we go.
Well, there you go. Precisely.
Is this Michael?
And the crowd goes mild.
Yeah,
Tommy?
because you guys toned it down for my presence. So great, good show control, guys. I'm gonna just step back for a minute because you both need to keep experiencing each other authentically. This is who you both are, but we're gonna get through this. Go ahead.
All right. You want to? I'll drop you back. I'll bring you up later.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's in
is
all
that-
his glory right now. He's reveling, drinking
Oh.
it in, you know, like so many
You-
loser haters
You
here.
muted yourself, Tom.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, respectfully, I'm muted because I'm downtown. You know, I get off my ass and do things, Jack. But here's
You
the
make
thing.
sure that everybody on the panel verse knows it whenever you do too. So
No, I don't at all. Now, when you bring up
For
false
you
narratives,
left your non-house storage unit you live in.
Can
Bravo.
you please?
I know I lost my
Tom,
storage unit.
Tom,
So
please
see,
get to
this
the
is what
point.
I love about you, Paul. You show that you're either denying that I'm doing what I said I'm going to do, or you're showing how you'd treat me if I was actually this bad off and
I'm
homeless.
actually about to step back from this and leave because it's the
Oh,
same
but
old
you're
garbage
not
for
done
years
with
on
it.
end, and it literally
Yeah,
doesn't
because
change, and it's
you're-
beyond
you-
embarrassing.
Again, Paul, look at your part.
Sure, I can do that.
I really hope you will. Okay.
Of course I do, Jack. I think you know that of me, that I'm a person
Well-
who is reflective and somewhat introspective.
No, you say you are, but as Frank pointed out, brother, you know the words, but you're not putting them into practice. You're lying to yourself and others. And I know you're better
Again,
than
Frank
that.
has an opinion of me that I monologue sometimes and drone on. There's probably more people here who believe that's true about him than
Hey,
they do
Paul.
about me. Is he interested in their opinion? Probably
Paul.
not.
Hey, Paul,
Yes,
in
sir.
this live stream, I was sitting here listening to you drone on, and I wasn't
Sure.
enjoying it.
So then it's
I
very
wasn't
simple.
enjoying it.
And I
And
said
did
to
you hear
you,
why? Did you hear why I didn't enjoy it, Paul? I explained that too. I know
you don't
focused
seem
on
to
what you
ever
said
really
live.
enjoy when other people are talking for any period more than 5 seconds. I don't know if you've noticed that about
Hey,
yourself,
Paul,
but
See,
anytime
again,
you're even doing it
again.
right now. So, okay.
again, why are you so insistent on describing me?
Responding to what you're saying and pointing things out. I mean, I don't know because you're doing
Tell you
that
what,
and I'm
Paul.
doing it with you.
Tell you what, Paul, I'm ready to wrap up.
Okay. Yeah, I think you should use protection. We don't want any more of this spreading in the world, right? Wrap it up.
No, final words from you.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity of being here today. Thank you for the opportunity of co-hosting, but for some weird reason, I just couldn't get it done. You know, we couldn't maintain that. So I'm going to go back and look at me and my behavior and what I did to create this outcome. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Talcott. And again, mailing address will be given if you need it. You're too good to me.
I have been. I've been very forgiving, very supportive, very encouraging. I've been very generous with Paul. Bring back Frank, Powder Dusty says. Guys, I really do kind of want to wrap up. Paul, yeah, if you go live, if I see you going live, I'll try and forward over. But yeah, and it looks like, hey, Paul, like you said, half the viewers here are yours. So yeah, go live and folks can go over and listen to Paul complain and talk about how great he is again. But you know what? I'm going to bring everyone else back except Snafu. Snafu is not coming up yet.
No, I want to talk to Snafu.
Then go to the back with him.
Yeah, good call. I wasn't trying to be injurious to Paul. I've found it can be tough. And there is a Taoist principle. I think all of us have the tendency sometimes to overspeak our piece. And once the idea lands, whether we've articulated it clearly or not, we may just go on and try to take it too far. I do that. And it being in the spotlight and being like told you're doing something wrong is really, really hard to accept. And rather than reconciling and dealing with that, you just say, yeah, I might do that, but you do this and you do that, right? That's what it kind of turns into. So I know that can be tough. Nobody wants to fucking hear it.
Frank, I actually thought you did a very nice job of resetting. I saw you do that. And I thought you both did a very nice job of pointing out compassionately, honestly, right, what you've been dealing with. Powdered Dusty. Never mind,
Yeah,
Doc. Great. Thanks for the
before
contribution. Go ahead,
before
Frank.
you drop me, I would just like to say that I think Paul's a great, articulate, intelligent guy. I've said this numerous times, but I do think that he has a tendency to go to excesses. Like Landry said a moment ago, he may drone on sometimes, but then other times he becomes a little bit lax. I think he's missing the middle way, and I think we all kind of miss the middle way sometimes, and that's what we're striving towards. Is trying to be more balanced and productive.
Well, all I know is apparently the other night when I was on your stream, Landry, apparently I said something publicly that Paul found great offense to. And so I caught him on his stream, and he was just, I mean, I showed up on his stream the next day, supportive, thinking everything's good, wanting to see about later. And then, holy shit, he just starts bitching at me in the chat,
Well,
talking shit about me.
you just being on Landry's stream triggered a lot of people. I was triggered.
It might have.
I don't know, man. I guess little did I know how few words were needed for me to speak to be as opposed as I always will be.
Right? Well, that's he's got a conviction within him, right? He's made up his mind about how the world is and how people are, and he thinks he knows it all. I mean, who was I grilling into earlier? Duck. Duck was building these narratives of the world through his perception on human nature, but I saw it. He's got a skewed perception of human nature. But this is the world we live in. You know what? Someone had a good comment from Arpol. Jack, remember everything you and Paulie have gone through together. I know that he has put me through a lot. What have I gone through with him, Arpol? I'm still spinning my wheels. I mean, as I remember, Paul and Snafu and Tommy and many others were still bitching at me and laughing at me when I was going through the eviction of my home. Maybe not. Let me not bastardize Paul, because he's been around for a while. Paul and he's not always been disrespectful. He's mocked the shit out of Jack for years. I don't need, I will not be coming back here again, period. All right, well, blessings to you. You guys do what you got to do. What disappointed me with Paul today is, once again, I am on here on this live stream saying, brothers and sisters, let's change this world. Let's disrupt, let's flip the tables on the money changers, right? Let's confront the evildoers. Let's reclaim this world from the selfish and the cruel in the name of holiness. And so, folks, if you want to go support people who just want to complain, go ahead. Get the hell out of here.
Fuck you doing?
And then if you just want to be here to complain, get out of here, Tom.
You describe everything you don't like as a complaint. When you said I made fun of you for losing your house, I offered you my fucking extra bedroom. We made fun of you because until the day they evicted you, you sat there and said, I know God will just save my house and I can just sit here and stream. That's why we were laughing at you. Just like we laugh at your daddy for saying he goes to jail and drives and he never does either of those things. I'm the Panaverse fucking president because you guys, like even Frank comes up here and enables you and doesn't want to call you out how you and Paul are doing the exact.
All right. I don't need to listen to it.
Jack, you always say you want to witness as well, and I was there when you lost your house, and those weren't the things you were saying. You said that God would show you a path. You didn't say he was going to avert disaster. You
Yeah.
said that clarity would come and you could be led forward. I guess you're going
Thank
to wrap up the show probably, Jack, at this point. I don't know, unless there's a lot of other folks in the back ready to battle it out. I just want to say in reference to Paul, Paul knows I love him. I've tried to communicate with him a half a dozen times on different shows and on his shows. And most of the time he just doesn't allow communication because he speaks to people in a pedantic manner, which like nobody, especially like 55-year-old men, we don't want guys in their 30s stoke boxing at us, right? And sometimes we need to allow the space for silence, and very few people know how to do this. And you'd mentioned that earlier in the show today, that sometimes silence, and then letting the lull and the time to reflect, that can be very helpful. And I love you, brother. You keep on doing what you're doing, and love, peace, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future for sure, man.
Frank, thank you, brother. Sincerely. Appreciate you swinging through. I'll drop you out. Paul?
Yeah, so I'd like to point out, Frank just revealed precisely the issue. He's in his pride and his ego because somebody who's younger than him has experience with upholding rights in the law and going to court.
Is that what he said? Is that what he said, or is that what you heard?
Are you not going to let me finish?
Well, I'm curious because he's coming up here.
He just said he doesn't need someone younger than him hotboxing at him. That's what he heard when I was talking rights and freedom and the practice.
And you imply that I haven't been through that. You imply that I haven't done that too.
I don't know that you have. We haven't had those discussions, and you don't present that
information. You never allow them.
Yeah, that's another thing.
It seems like neither of you are allowing me to respond completely to anything you're saying right now.
Paul, maybe you're experiencing what you do. Maybe you feel like you're experiencing what you do, but you don't really draw out from others. It's like when someone says something, you jump in with an opinion and a narrative. And I think that's what Frank was been pointing out in a different way.
You could say it's an opinion and a narrative. His words verbatim were, I don't need someone younger than me hotboxing at me. How was I?
Can you move your attention from the one thing that offends you so that we can be on the same conversation? It's not that it offends me.
I'm not offended.
Oh, tell that to your tone. You sound like a whiny little bitch again.
Now.
Well, Paul, look at yourself. How do you sound? How the fuck do you sound? Honestly, how do you sound?
I would ask you to ask yourself the same thing.
No. I'm pointing out your whiny, bitchy tone. I
don't believe that I'm whining and bitching. I'm pointing out that he just
not looking at you.
After all the bloviating and hot air, he's literally hotboxing and projecting onto me that he doesn't need a young person telling him what to do and how to live. That was his big issue and beef.
Okay,
you just don't allow time for it. You make it very difficult. Maybe not all the time, but you make it very, very difficult to even get a word in edgewise.
You weren't even on panel.
I'm talking about every time I've dealt with you. That's just my experience.
Yes.
Okay, so this comes up now. This has never come up between us. So again, it's just kind of like out of left field.
Paul, it's been brought up to you by many different people. Chuck, thank you for the contribution, by the way. I appreciate it.
Sure. So I guess in the future, maybe you might want to create some kind of, other than the brow reading where I have to stare at your brows and read your body language to know whether I should continue to talk or not. You might want to be more vocal about that and direct.
Paul, do you remember me asking you, inviting you, let's spend just a few minutes, right? Maybe I wasn't specific of a few minutes, but I imagine just a few minutes. If we spoke just a couple of minutes, we could come up with some strategies so we didn't have hurt feelings or misunderstandings. We could get on the same page. But for whatever reason, Paul, how many years have we known each other, and how many off-air conversations would you guess we've had?
Right. So again, we're now going to,
It's
and this is why you say I'm
look at
giving my
you,
opinions and
Paul.
narratives, because
Paul,
this is where you're
Paul, you're part of this problem. Please. I don't mean to be pointing at you, but I need you to see you.
sure. I'm not quite sure what the problem is exactly. What I'm hearing is certain people experience me a certain way. That's not everybody's experience. And those certain people want me to change who and what I am so they enjoy their experience of me more.
Paul,
What I'm getting from that.
you assume people have agendas for what they say. A lot of times people are just trying to be honest with you because you're an overpowering, overbearing douchebag much of the time.
Okay, that's again your perspective and experience.
My
It's not everybody
description-
else's.
my
No,
description.
it's a fact. It's
So
a fact.
why would you give this overpowering, overbearing douchebag keys and $150 yesterday?
As I've told you for several years, I see a lot of good things in you. I see me in you. I don't treat me as bad as you treat me. I
How
don't
do I
treat
treat
you.
How do I treat you badly now?
Oh my God, Paul. You disrespect me constantly, even tonight. My agenda, everything I'm talking about, you make sure you do a long fucking diatribe once again of why I'm wrong, why
What's
it
so
should be
funny
a
about
different
this-
direction.
What's so funny about this is you projected that I was responding to Lou. Lou had said, if you go back and watch and listen,
So
Lou
you
had
deny.
said,
So you're saying I'm wrong. You did not.
absolutely. I was not
So,
responding to you
okay.
at all. I was responding to Lou
Oh.
because Lou had made the statement that
Okay.
peace and freedom is not going to come
Holy
here on these. I know, holy shit, you were wrong all along and you projected onto me. Wow,
Nope.
maybe we go back later and watch what happened again and you actually get clarity on what I was saying. Okay.
Go back and get clarity. Fuck. I'm sorry.
First off, Powder Dusty, thank you for the super chat. $2.
Dusty, welcome to you.
2 + 2 is 22. Good man.
Don't let me interrupt or get in the way.
Sure. So it's actually kind of interesting because in a way I was defending what you were saying.
Were you?
So,
no, you
yes,
weren't. Paul.
Yes, sir.
You're gaslighting again, and I don't buy your bullshit.
Would you like to watch it again? Would you like to watch it together again and we can go over what was said that led to my response?
Maybe we're speaking of different moments. Possibly. All I know is that, how about this? We go a different direction because I don't want you to be guilty, right? But I want you to be honest. So, Paul, how might you have supported my greater goal today? Right? Besides showing up to be you and take over so that there's content, right? Besides
God
that,
forbid there be some content, something to talk about, right? I mean, yeah, I'm really an
besides
asshole for
what
that.
you wanted to talk about, how did you support Jack Talcott, the Live
So
Without
again, to be
Fear?
clear, I came in here and sat here. I didn't even start talking till certain things came up, and then I was even asked a question directly. So you're asking me to not respond when someone asks me a question directly about. Okay, so we're going to make noises and act out, and we're going to be dramatic and all the rest of it. Okay.
Paul, maybe we're remembering different moments, but dude, Chuck, perfect timing. Thank you for the contribution. And for all who may be available, please, if you're free tonight, would like your story of recovery over on Chuck in Tennessee. And if someone wants to drop the link, please do so.
I got you.
Thank you.
Jack, does that mean you're going to be going to Chuck's in Tennessee and
Online.
Okay, nice.
Probably not me. I already did a 3-hour online course earlier today. I think I just want to go sit and apply some of the things I've learned. That was one of the things I spoke about at the beginning in the monologue, was taking the time to take what you've learned, right? Reflect on it, consume it, right? No, not just in your head, but into your being. Reflect on what you learn and then apply whatever you can. Because if you don't apply what you're learning, all you're doing is filling up space. And if we can take the knowledge, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, if I may, Paul, I wasn't just saying that about you. I do it too sometimes. You pointed that out as well. And I'm striving to do better. And I just thought that the opportunity for that is available for us all.
Sure, I don't necessarily view being on a broadcast or having a conversation and just sitting there all the time and not sort of
I
presenting
meant going to
something.
excesses, either going to excess with too much or going to excess with not enough. You strike the balance point, like
Again,
an archer, right?
I
Like an
don't
archer.
I don't see the point in getting away from talking to Jim and others and their content and experiences to make this about Paulie could have did a little bit better here and he didn't do good enough there, and then chase everyone away, right? Which is what inevitably, invariably seems to become, especially since Jack says he wants the opposite. So, again, I guess if you'd like me to like take some general accountability that I could probably do a lot of things better or in a different way that may be more palatable to the majority, I'm sure that's the case. The presumption that I'm not working on myself and all the rest of this and that this needs to...
Never said that.
Again, I just don't understand how it's even relevant or applicable to whatever else was going on.
It is. It is. Striking a balance. Like Powder Dusty just showed up.
You
He's
were
probably
not
got a
in the
part to
interaction.
say.
I don't
Okay,
know
thank
why
you.
you're
Okay, thank
talking
you.
for Jack's responses and interactions with me. You're not him. You weren't there. You weren't on panel. And I don't think that you're him and know what he's thinking and feeling. And I don't think I need you to explain to me what he's thinking and feeling.
I'm sorry, Honorable Judge
sir.
Slavius. I thought you were speaking to me.
The
I thought you
Honorable
were
Judge
speaking
on
to me.
Slavius
My
thing is done
bad.
to trigger
My bad.
you and easily manipulated and triggered slaves like you. I'm not actually an honorable judge on Slavius, okay? So let's get that out there. I'm also, by the way, this is really going to like drive you crazy. I'm not a god of all media either, okay? Wink and a nod.
Yeah. So now where is it safe to go, Paul?
I don't know what that means. Where is it safe to go? We were having a back and forth about rights and care and the usual things that we say that we all agree on, regardless of what folks practice or not day to day on the ground. We say we all agree on that here. We were doing that. Then everybody, all that got put to the background because Paulie was monologuing and droning on a bit too much after not being here for 3 or 4 days.
No, Paul, the reality is, had you just accepted the feedback that was offered and been like, okay, maybe I could see that.
Is it possible, Jack, that after years
our conversations would be completely different, Mr. Paul?
You might be right, but again, I have a freedom at times to not want constant feedback from everyone around me in certain areas about how I need to be better.
Go in a cave.
There we go.
Go away. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. I don't need this. We don't need to argue. You've won. You've won. Dusty.
Hi, Jack. Jack, have you ever seen grapes this big that are seedless?
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know where I stand on seedless grapes, though. I fucking love them, but I know they're not natural.
Once again, Dusty, thank you for the double twos. 2 plus 2 is 22. It is.
Good luck with your stay in rehab there.
Yeah. And I can imagine you might be enjoying this, Dusty. Denzel has been fine.
I was staying out of it, and then when I came rushing in here, actually, it was just you, and you looked like you were wrapping up, and I was just trying to do my part to keep the loose train moving. I wasn't actually trying to intervene or get in the way of anything. I know that you and Paul have a long, messy past since before I met either of you. So, I'm just sitting here eating my grapes, trying to keep shovel some coal in your choo-choo.
Well, it's unfortunate. I mean, I've been trying. I could do better. I know that I could do better if I was less reactive and if I wasn't so, wanting to jab. It would go smoother communicating with Paul. But some of these things have got to be discussed. And Samsonite, thank you. I felt I did have some good ideas at the beginning. You know, the wealth.
I didn't catch the beginning. I didn't catch. Yeah, when I came in, you and Lou and Paul were all came down, and then you came back up, and you instantly had like angry caught eyes. And I was like, oh, this is more than just Lou prattling.
Yeah, and it's a looming question, Jack. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please. Go ahead.
Like I work in an academy where the guy owns the academy, he owns 2 hospitals, he owns like 5 or 6 real estate locations, and he's like the figurehead of the thing. And they've established this, right? They made him this. They gave him the money, they gave him the funding, and it's all organized, right? It wasn't done through capitalism, it was done through communism. And it's like, how do we overcome those beast systems where they put one of the initiated brothers, right, a nod and a wink, in control of everything, and then we all just fucking are at the bottom? It's a big it's a looming question, and I think it's important that you address it.
Actually, there were some comments from earlier. This one, Paul is just like me. I've said this for a long time. He's a younger version of me. We lived quite different lives and we're quite different, but he's younger than me and he is figuring things out. This is the thing. He's doing things. I see him doing things the hard way. I could help him. And Redicott, what's the plan, Jack? We need direction.
Why is Frank doing yoga? What the fuck? Chill out, bro. It's not...
Breathing.
Well, my plan is, let's change this, because I suggest the facts show the world cannot continue to create more billionaires. It costs too many people, too much. And I know that we can do better, right? I know that better is available for all of us. And I swear, I know the things I say may challenge beliefs, but the conclusions I've come to. What's that?
They challenge mine.
I know they do.
You and this Chinese guy up here with your communism.
Hey, I was just going to say, I'm not communist, though.
And it's not communism. What I'm suggesting is that the truth shall set us free.
And I'm a benevolent socialist.
Unless that's not a thing. Unless you're talking to a cop, then the truth will not set you free.
No, but in the greatest experience of life, the truth sets us free. And it is the truth. Jim stopped by earlier.
I know, I keep missing that fucking alien.
You've been looking for him too.
Yeah. Dang, why did I bring up Jim? I brought Jim up because it was in line with what we were just discussing.
Communism, you challenging things.
The little grays.
The plan is to end secrecy, disclosure. I think that's where I was bringing up Jim. The truth shall set us free. Voluntary disclosure. It is what our world is lacking. We're lacking accountability because people keep going along until they're proven wrong. We've lost sight of how to be honest and, authentic. So I think the best way to help with honesty is oversight. You have people keeping each other into account. Now, theoretically, that's what our government is about. That's why it's broken into the 3 parts, is that, you distribute the responsibility and authority and keep each other in straight. But that shit has failed. So the plan, okay. Here's where actually I meant to ask Landry about this earlier, because my idea that the words that came up today, let's get some practitioners of consciousness into Washington, D.C., right? So that we teach the people who are serving how to think, or rather how to change, right? Because we've got everything we need. If we were to create the opportunity for something to change, say we found a way to address the executive branch and the legislative branches of government, right? So we're meeting with 2/3 of the US government, and we point out to them something is ready to change. And every person, everyone in the position of authority that we're speaking to, they've got support. They've got teams, they've got aides, they've got people willing to do the work with them and for them. So we put them on this path. Let's focus more on freedom than governance. And for freedom, we need individual accountability. And the best ones to do that are the ones who have the most power.
Why, Jack? You just walked me in a conceptual circle.
I might have.
Okay, we need freedom, which needs accountability. So we need to be free, and that's best done through those who have the power.
Individual accountability. If we find a way to ensure individual accountability with the people who have the highest influence and power, well, that's going to create the most substantial change. And that's why I suggest we start with Congress and Donald Trump. From what I've heard, there's roughly 350 million Americans, right? 350 million of us live in this land we call America, and we've got roughly 1,000 between the legislative and executive branches of government, right? So roughly 1,000 people are currently making the choices that are affecting everything: our prices, our opportunities, our safety, our health. We outnumber them. I consider myself amongst the poor.
But you want to be one of those people standing on the table.
No, I don't. I want that table to be shared with everybody, honestly.
Yeah, I think you feel more compelled that somebody must stand up at some point, right? Rather than wanting it per se.
Sorry, Tommy's been agitated, it appears. And you're muted.
You just caught yourself, didn't you? Like you've enabled your daddy to call me broken homeless, and you want to stand on the poor thing when you were sitting in a 5-bedroom empty house, jerking your dick. Now you live with midlife row crisis for cheap. You're poor, Jack. You're sitting on a 70 grand house sale, and you're poor. And when I assault you, I'm doing this to the least of these. You're the least of these between you and me. See, Jack, we had a chance for you and Paul today. Your panel versus president was summoned when Paul kept saying my name, and we had a chance for both of you to make progress, and you've just deflected to your government loop. But I can tell you how to talk to Congress, Jack. I can tell you how to talk to Congress, Jack. See, a lot of people over the decades, the generations have had mindedness like you and ideas like you. If only there were a way that maybe we could convince people that would write their name on a piece of paper and drop it in a ballot box, rather than every asshole getting a beeline to the government to say, do it like this. Maybe you could prove yourself and get elected on it. Because if you think the government will give you the means to change the government, you're already fucking up. But it was nice to watch Paul slander you for the shit I was slandering for him supporting you.
All right, I heard enough. And I actually stopped listening to him, to be honest. He said he had a way to speak to Congress. Was there a way to speak with Congress there?
Didn't mention it, I don't think.
I don't know if he got to it yet.
I didn't hear it. I don't trust him either. I don't believe him. Holy cows, guys.
So what May I ask what set off the I won't say demerge because I don't think it's demerged yet, but the
No, it is. I've removed the keys.
Well,
what
so,
prompted it?
yes.
It's been building past couple of weeks. Like I said, whenever it was, I visited Landry's. Apparently, I said something that put Paul into the defense, and he was complaining about me the next day. I've tried communicating with him, tried extending the olive branch, but he wants to control. He wants to be in charge and be the boss. And I can play with that for a little while, but it fucking gets old, especially when we're not doing anything. And what I'm literally trying to talk about is doing something. Okay? Joe Cool. Do we get rid of the 1,000? I don't know. Do we replace them? If they're not willing to work with us, they get the hell out of the way and we follow the rules. We get someone from their jurisdiction, whatever, get someone appropriate. Yeah, we replace them. But we give them the chance, right? Give everybody a chance to do what's right. Put them on notice. Put them on notice. That's what I'm suggesting we do with the local government and the federal government. In a way, that's what Paul is doing. Paul and many others, the 1A auditors, they're putting the local governments on notice. Hey, we're watching, we're paying attention, we care. I don't think the folks in DC understand what's going on, guys. I really don't. And if you guys can believe that the good ideas come from God, can you trust this is a good idea?
You know what idea God just gave me?
Please.
Now that there's a free set of keys, you should give them to Chuck. No.
Please don't do that. Please.
Okay.
I am not ready for that. I don't think that is very likely.
I'll circle back around in a week. Or maybe you should give him back to Paul.
You know what? I'll put it out there. If Paul's willing to have a conversation with me, I'm a very, very reasonable man. As Jesus said, my expectations are pretty low, right? I don't expect a lot. Don't put out a bunch for others to carry. I carry my own load. I'm not asking for anything to be a burden.
Share the load, Jack. Share the load.
I'll bite, Jack. I'll bite. Reasonable man, take one.
I am. What would be a reason for us to try again?
I mean, hey, listen. When in Babylon, loop as the Babylonians, right? So here we are. I mean, you like it, I love it, right?
Well, I'm trying to really overcome Babylon. Babylon's fallen. And Paul, true honesty, everyone knows I love you, I care about you, right? I think it's pretty clear. I admire you and respect you.
Well, we wouldn't know that by what we saw here today, but I mean,
no, if you heard me, you would.
I don't think that the way that you acted before with me talking about what I'm passionate about was emblematic of somebody who admires and respects somebody. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, I've responded in kind with you, right? Let's not.
Would you like
Let's
to go
keep
back
things-
and watch it and listen to it again so that we're
Well-
not in our own memory of it, so we can
Well,
both get some
tell you what.
clarity on it?
Paul, I just want to make sure we're in the same context, okay?
Sure.
I mean, if you want to focus on one little mishap, let's go. If we're going to review what I might have done to offend you, should we go back to the several years of you mocking me?
No, because we were supposedly on a new leaf and moving forward
Right.
and working together. And according to you, you've had issues for weeks that I didn't know about, right? So I came in here today
Paul.
to discuss.
Paul, I messaged you, dude.
Right.
You
we
didn't
had
know?
a discussion about you comparing me to Snafu and Tommy on Landry's.
God.
What that's still
what you
about
said.
because you're
Yep.
again living in the past and can't move forward.
No,
So
that's-
not emblematic of somebody again who respects somebody and admires them, going to Laundry's laundromat to air your dirty laundry
Paul.
and apparently clean laundry that I didn't know was dirty, right? And compare me to other people who you consider to be dysfunctional miscreants. Just
I
doesn't
know.
add up, right? Doesn't
Paul,
seem to
Paul,
make much sense.
Paul.
Merge going strong,
Everything.
numbers
Paul.
up, contributions coming in,
Paul.
energy.
Hello.
You're thanking me for my
Hello.
Paul, I'll let you know when I'm
Are
done.
you there?
I'll
Are
let
you
you
there?
know when I'm done.
You're done. What I wanted to point out to Paul is once again, he was having a one-way conversation, right? There was no interaction. And what he was narrating there, remembering, is exactly the shit that he wrote. So what he's providing to us publicly is evidence that no recognition of anything I said to him. Please.
I don't know if you caught any of my stream last night, but 10th Man had quite the crash out, and I did a little practice. I'd like to try it with you two, if you're willing. I want to ask you both the same question one at a time.
I'm certainly willing.
Okay.
Please, sorry, Paul. Thank you. Chuck, thank you for this. And I want to give a heads up, sincerely. Thank you to you, Chuck. And to all of you who have been paying for memberships, I want to give you a heads up. I reduced the price, so they're cheaper now. I joined that dollar club with everybody else. So
Yeah, and if I
Thank
may,
you,
Chuck is a huge supporter in this community. I mean, hats off to him. Fucking Panelverse everywhere he goes. He's a good man.
yes. Sorry, Paul. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to play along with what Dusty wanted to try. If you're open to it, I don't know what it is.
Okay, can I talk to Paul alone then?
Yeah.
What are you and Jack fighting about right now?
I don't perceive it as us fighting. Again, according to him, what he tells me, according to the chat folks, many of them who really don't even necessarily like me, and I'm sure there's a lot to not like at times, all had the resounding sort of perspective that the merge was great, the energy was up, numbers were up. I didn't perceive an issue, right? So again, he was over with laundry, and I made the mistake of, because this is how the universe works with these things, I made the mistake of going over to laundries for the first time in 3 months, and sure enough, Jack's sitting there complaining to laundry, and comparing me to Tommy and Snafu. So I asked him, I said, Jack, do you think that's something that's going to make me feel co-hosty with you and inspired and creative, knowing that you're going to these other holes behind my back, complaining about me and comparing me to people who you're also strategizing with me about, or trying to, because I'm not really available for much, according to Jack. And that's true. It's just bizarre.
So the comparison at Landry's basically is what I'm hearing the fight's about.
Well, no. So I asked him, because again, I'm not in constant contact with these people on here like many of them are with each other. So I reached out to Jack and I said, can I just ask you what this is so that I can understand where you're at and then just move on from it? I don't want to make it a whole thing. So we did, right? And then I come in today. I haven't been here in 3-4 days. I come in today, we're talking rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith, as you know, right? That's like my buzzwords at this point. Someone had asked me something, and I went to being verbose, as I'm known for at times, right? Droning on and monologuing, as Frank put it. He got brows furrowed, and made it a whole issue that I want control and I want power and I'm not interested in him and what he's doing. You know the rap. We've seen the rap thousands of times.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Jack. I just want to ask you the same question, one-on-one. What are you What are you fighting about? Is it?
Lack of communication, lack of proper communication. We found a lot of disagreements, and the disagreements they've become a greater problem than an asset. So that's where
I'm not sure that you two are fighting about the same thing.
And we're probably not. That's the
Which
thing.
makes it hard.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the whole point of the thing, is to see if you two people are actually even fighting about the same thing.
Right. I'm not fighting. I was
okay.
You're not cooperating.
And who I am today, after 2 or 3 weeks of me being great, who I am today, again, is not who I should be, according to Jack. And he's very reactive to me for some reason. And he's very sort of, bitter and resentful toward me, it seems.
So, Jack, I think that my understanding of Paul is he's always been sort of non-communicative with everybody. Is that accurate?
As far as I can tell, yeah, absolutely.
Paul, is that accurate?
Again, I mean, that very well may be that I just have my own version of what communication is or needs to be, and that's vastly different from the majority of folks. I would say that's probably there's probably some truth to that, whether I like it or not, right?
But you're not as unique as you think.
I didn't say I was unique.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to point out is your unwillingness to communicate with me.
Communicate about what specifically? See, I'm not a very needy person when it comes to like talking and communicating about feelings and all that stuff. I'm probably on the other side of like functional. I'm dysfunctional on the other side, where it's like, okay, I've had many people who get results with what I'm involved in.
I don't care. I'm trying to have a conversation with you here and now.
Sure.
And once again, you're not listening. You're not cooperating.
You're saying that your issues with me, we are based in me not communicating with you. So what did you need from me that I wasn't providing? And by the way, this is very much ex-girlfriend sort of.
Tell you what, I don't give a shit what you think. This is your last chance. If you were to guess, Paul.
Now I have to guess. This is very much ex-girlfriend.
Yep. And if you're going to act like a bitch, I'm going to put you in the back like a bitch. I'm trying to speak. Your interruptions are not appreciated.
The irony is.
I lost sight of where I was trying to take it. This is where I've been frustrated with him. He does this. This is what the chaos, the devil does. He's acting as an agent of chaos. There's a reason him and I have met.
Well, and like, first of all, I'm honored to be the mediator between the merge. I never thought I'd see this myself in this position. But and I don't mean to. I know that this is going to sound like a criticism of Paul, and I suppose it is, but I don't mean it to be hostile. He does that. That's a discursive dominance tactic, right? Talk through and over and then disrupt. So I don't know that he's necessarily trying to be an agent of chaos specifically, but he is trying to win the conversation, as are you. And you have the power here. This is your home turf, so.
I'm not trying to win a conversation as much as achieve a conversation. But I can't achieve a conversation on my own. It requires the cooperation of another.
So,
Paul,
Jack, this is what's.
please.
Can I respond? This is what's so interesting because I haven't called you one name yet, and you've called me many names so far in this whole interaction. You've called me a pig, you called me a bitch multiple times, and some other names, okay? So you're the one, Mr. Love, calling people names, getting in your pride and ego, acting out. I've not done any of that. I've only talked about my experience. And I may be wrong, and I'm open to hearing something different. When I ask for something different, I get, hey, why don't you guess what it is? That's what I get back, right?
Maybe you can come to guys can come to an agreement that Jack won't backstage Paul, and Paul will let Jack finish his thoughts without interrupting.
Possibly. I can work towards that. But I'm really sick of being interrupted. Because the question I was hoping to ask you once I chose to bring you up and give you another chance, can we, and it's back in line with what I was saying instead of tell you what, Paul, let me address what you said so you're not unheard. I apologize. Now, putting the lipstick on a pig was not necessarily you. I was not calling Paul a pig. I was calling this situation, this bullshit pattern between you and I. That's what I'm calling a pig, okay? This unhealthy relationship that you and I have had. Lala, thank you for this. Jack, I think taking a break is a good idea. Sleep on this. Nothing is going to heal tonight without elevated emotions. Those are the key. Yes, you're right. But as long as Paul is willing, I'm willing. And what I wanted to ask you, Paul, is can we have a conversation? I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to get through a conversation.
Sure. Again, I'm not trying to necessarily win either. I don't know where win comes into it. I'm giving my perspective and what I experienced. There's no winning or losing. The fact that all of us on here, whether I'm here or not, if I'm here, then there's an us, right? The fact that all of us on here can't work together for any extended period of time is somewhat concerning, right? As much as it is, I guess, cosmically comical and entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
There's no winning. Nobody wins in this, right?
Right.
To use Jack's analogy, right? When you roll around with the pig in the mud, you just get up muddy and smelling like pig, right? Nobody actually wins, even if you pin the pig, even if you beat the pig. So, again, you're asking me if we can have a conversation. I'm here. I'm open to it. We're 20, 30 minutes into this. You're calling me a bitch, but we still haven't gotten what exactly your issue and problem is that you needed to stop the whole
shit.
Okay, so he can interrupt, but I can't. And I see that there's always a double standard.
I'm trying to get it's his home turf. I'm trying to do what I can.
And when it's home turf, your ego and pride reigns, right? You can do whatever you want to do. And
yep. Just like you do. Goodbye, Paul. I'm going to agree with this. Taking a break is a good idea. The only thing I asked Paul to do is to think about his behavior, to try and consider his words and his actions from a view other than his own. That's the only thing I was trying to talk to him about. Paul, go sleep on this. Seek better emotions, right? Maybe stop feeling so bad and so hurt. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? The merge may be in turmoil, but I would like to pat myself on the back for being an excellent mediator and overcoming my biases.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Jack.
We've got a number of names in the back. I do not know.
You know what? I'm restreaming and I did post the link. You want to read any of them off, or?
Well, the topic today, wealth, poverty, honesty. Honesty has been part of this. And actually, you know what? I put Frank in the back a while ago.
The only ones I recognize from the back chat are Mitch Levin and Snafu. I don't recognize Renton, and I don't recognize Cobson.
Yeah. I've got Brenton, Nate, Paust, and Cobson.
Nate is probably Duck.
Cobson, I'm not sure. I think has a camera on.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. But Frank, before I bring anyone else up, how are you? Anything from you? Because I threw you in the back to try and just minimize the participation. Although I think you could have been helpful.
I think your long-standing idea of like a mastermind group to get this thing with some more gas is a great idea. And Powder Dusty, though he's not 100% on board, I think that he's got a lot to contribute. And I always look forward to hearing what he has to say and stuff. So yeah, it's awesome. And I'm glad the show continued. Like I was just kind of getting my claws in a little bit and enjoying it. So I'm glad that we're still here. Blessings, gentlemen.
Hey,
And you as well.
I'm going to check this one. It looks like a camera, but I'm not sure. Cops. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
good call. Good call.
Weak. Absolutely weak. Who is this? Okay. Nate? Who is Nate?
It might be Duck. It might be nobody.
I'm Nate, dude. What the fuck you want, nigger?
That's not Duck.
Later, weirdo.
Yeah. Bizarre. And then we've got a Brenton.
I probably.
I'm not a troll. I'm not a troll. See, look, I'm not spamming anything. I'm not a troll. I'm not a troll.
All right. You're joining with what?
Can we discuss the topic of the incel revolution?
Sounds like a troll.
I'm not familiar with the incel revolution.
It basically means that like people, like incels are basically people that have been like abandoned by society and they can't get like women and stuff because they don't like them. And the incel revolution is they want to revolt against the power.
Why? How would that? What would that look like? We demand pussy.
Yeah, what does that look like?
The incel revolution was originally started by Elliot Rodger.
But what are they revolting against or for or to?
The society, I would say, is what I think the incels are revolting against.
It seems like kind of a misaligned moniker, right? An involuntary celibate. I don't think that the involuntary part is giving up one's Loki of control somehow.
It's because most women only want Chad. They don't want
tell you what,
these nice guys.
Hey, Brenton,
Yeah.
what you're describing is tell you what, you're in the right place. Okay.
Lots of incels here.
Well, you're in the right place, but probably not for the reasons you might think. Okay, because this incel idea, the way you just started describing it, I appreciate you allowing the interruption because it sounded like a victim. Okay, and victims, they want to revolt, but they don't always know what they're doing, right? And we're not victims.
Why don't you just try becoming a Chad instead of overthrowing the system of women not wanting you?
See, it's more complex than that because we can't do it. We're just born like this. We're born chopped and whatnot.
Actually,
we try fixing it, but they don't want our nice personalities. It's like so unfair.
Well,
I disagree. I think women do like nice guys.
They only get 1% of guys. Us incels.
That's not true.
They never choose us.
It is not true. I'm telling you, there's a spiritual nature to the human experience. Don't quantify it into the matrix. All right. You find yourself, and I'm telling you, this is from my personal experience and from what I've learned through many others. You fix that love within you, right? You heal the love within you, and that love outside comes to you. You were raised in a society that wants you to not love you, because if you don't love you, you'll do what you're told, right? You won't do what's best for you. You'll do what others tell you to do. And that's why we have this society where, admittedly, there are many women who do seek the security that a man of successful means will offer, right? They go for the wealthy and the successful. Why not? It preserves them. So you're in the right spot, Brenton, because seriously, I believe we are here to change this world, the whole world. Spin City, welcome to you.
Speaking of Chad,
to feedback, please go ahead. Actually,
I just have a really quick question. He called guys incels. Is that what I heard?
an incel revolution was what he described initially. Yeah. Is that an issue for you?
And the other thing, I hate to say it, Frank, are you in the shower? I was over on Dusty's.
Wait, you went from one to the other. Is that an issue for you?
It was just two questions.
Right, but why? Is it an issue for you?
No. I just thought it was, we're talking about
real quick,
God, and we're saying about incels.
My family's all sleeping. I don't want to disturb them. Yeah, so I'm hiding out in the bathroom.
I'm sorry. I was just a little confused. That's all. I'll yield. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate you. We got another from the back. Ignite TV. Welcome to you.
What up, Big Dit?
I take it this is from you. Blessings. Good to see you, my friend.
Peace. Peace.
Have you been tuned in, or are you just hopping on?
I've been listening for a while. I wanted to tune in.
How's the fentanyl?
I was gonna say blunt. Been hitting that blunt.
Yeah, I've been smoking. Is it all right if I smoke a cigar on here?
I chain smoke cigarettes. I think you're all right. Thank you, Chuck, for the 5 powder Dusty gifted memberships.
Yeah. How about a Dan Jarty coming with you too?
I think he could be added in. Whoever this thing.
I don't know him.
Guy.
I don't know him. Down. That looked like a fake. That looked like
did look like a fake.
Listen, my philosophy is there's nothing I can think of that's more cringe than some.
I got a question. Socially outcasted, going around all the HBCUs.
Loser trying to self-improve.
I don't know how true it is, and I honestly don't agree with it.
I don't even know where to begin with them. The average person, the above average, just exist, and the things that you consider normal just happen to them. No high schooler has to self-improve to get a girlfriend. He just existed. Thought if it would be cool to play with sports, and a girl was attracted to him, and they gravitated towards each other. There's no thought into any of these. These things just happen to the natural flow of life. No self-improvement necessary. I mean, that's the philosophy.
Yeah, but the natural flow of life, there's lots of people, and there has been throughout history, lots of dudes who don't get any ass.
Hey, real brief, Chuck, thank you, brother, for the memberships over here. Sincerely, thank you. And to all of you who receive, congrats. Thank you. I hope to get more out here and going eventually.
I hope I get one of those memberships, and not to keep tally, but that's 20 or 30 memberships for Chuck today. Damn.
Yeah, he's a generous man. Brenton, I may have missed some of that, but I think Dusty picked up where you were going. And Ignite TV, I'm sorry, I don't know if you heard, Brenton. I ended up muting you because there was 2 of you talking. I missed what you were saying, man. What were you trying to get out?
Hold up. I need to do something real quick.
I kind of forgot. It kind of slipped my mind. I was saying.
Okay.
I believe it's also this is what I was saying. I believe it's best that men have these groups where they can speak and talk and kind of get what's going on their minds off, because mental health is a big issue in America. And I just think this is a good platform I like what you got going.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I do feel that we have a lot of opportunities here in this world. I mean, the reality is, I saw it a long time ago. In every problem is an opportunity. Our world has a lot of problems, right? So that means we've got a lot of opportunities. And in every opportunity, there's multiple possibilities, right? Because you never know how exactly things might work out. But I believe that we are the formed potential. We are that which the universe has created to bring forth the future of our dreams. The future of our dreams is waiting for us to realize, to discover, to create, and to share.
And Ignit, this is not my channel. This is Jack's channel. So I put the link to Jack's channel in my main chat, in my chat, and in the back chat, so that you can subscribe.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate
I'd
you.
like to hear, Jack, I'd like to hear what Brenton said about men being in women's sports, or he made some reference to it.
I don't think.
And before we do that, if one of the mods would drop my channel link as well, much appreciated.
No, he did, Dusty.
What I said was is that a man can just decide to play sports one day, and then all the women will get him in a place like high school, and us incels with nice personalities just get like abandoned in the dust.
Not always. No. There's a woman for every man out there if you really want one.
Can we address the nonsense about incels claiming that they're the nice guys? Like, that's kind of a narcissistic take, thinking that you're owed pussy and you should have a revolution instead of working on yourself so that you can just attract pussy.
I think they think it's like reverse
They
psychology.
only want the 10% of
I
men.
think if they say it to them that they're gonna
Wait.
They're gonna shame the women.
What was your percentage of men?
I would say 5 to 10% is the type of men that a woman want.
Anybody? How many people on this panel have had sex with a woman?
Me. Hello, I've got my wife sitting right
All right.
here.
So
Go
just
too far.
one random sample size will tell us that it's definitely higher than 5 to 10%.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a small sample size. If you look at the 8 billion people on Earth, you would see I'm true. That I'm correct.
This is part of the human experience that I realized. It's really easy for us to think that just because things seem one way in our experience, we project it out as though that's the way it is in the greater world. And if you've found this idea, the nomenclature of the cis movement, the cis revolution, you've probably connected with other people who are reinforcing those ideas, right? But in the greater world, no, it's not like that. I mean, you can make the case and argue it, but why bother? The real joy of life is not about complaining or identifying problems. It's about overcoming the problems. And Brenton, if you're willing, I don't have a great track record. You know, my reputation is what it is, but I care about people. I've got a very creative mind and a very positive mindset. And
don't let Jack lie to you. Women think he's adorable. They want to adopt him all the time. He just is he's not domesticated.
And dude, if you think
he's inspired a lot of people to fight the demon of alcoholism. So you've got that going for you, Jack.
So Brenton, you think you are owed a piece of ass? Am I taking this the wrong way?
I don't think I'm owed it, but I think that misandry is a more bigger problem than misogyny right now. And I think that radical feminism is a huge problem right now that's just stopping us nice guys from getting women.
What is misandry?
No,
misandry is the hate of men.
you know, there is a woman out there for everybody. Enough alcohol or enough drugs, you'll eventually get it. Just saying.
I like to use the analogy of the archer. If you miss the bullseye, just recalibrate. You know, maybe there's things in your life you need to work on besides chasing women.
And sometimes you may have to bend on the woman aspect.
Spin City, allow room for Jack.
Please, thank you. Chuck, again, again, my friend, thank you again for the memberships and congratulations to those who receive those.
Chuck,
Maybe he needs a key.
I want to swing back to, what was it I wanted to swing back to? My offer, Brenton. I've got a creative mind, a positive mindset. I've probably got a few years on you as well. If you're open to it, hit me up offline. My number, everything. I'm easily reached, and I've got time and the willingness to help support people.
Will you teach them how to get women?
Oh yeah, dude, that's easy.
Oh, I've been talking to a lot of like-minded individuals on sites like Stormfront and incels.is, and I mean that's entrenched to me that
may be part of the problem.
That most women just don't want us nice guys.
That's a lie. Please don't believe that. Okay, because then you'll make the excuse to not be a nice guy, and the world needs good people. So, hey, breakfast tacos, blessings, and welcome to you.
What's up, Jack? Good to see you, dude. It's been a while.
It has.
Hey, Dusty, good to see you too, man. And Frank, good to see everyone.
Salute to tacos.
I just heard this guy talking, and he needs some help. I'm gonna make a recommendation. I have a diagnosis, so I want you to go to the doctor and make sure you can go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week for the next 3 months, and then you need to go to the and then I'm diagnosing that you go to the grocery store and you talk to 5 women your age every time you go there.
And don't exclude MILF.
You approach them.
They're very available.
If they approach you, it doesn't count.
Frank, you dog.
And you're going to get rejected about 100 times, and then you're going to change your mindset.
Namaste's comment is good.
I got a question for Brenton. Do you flirt with women? Do you ever flirt with girls, or are you too timid and scared to flirt?
I've tried, and I've shared this experience, like many people on Soy Jack Party, a site I use regularly. They've shared the experience with me. Like, we try going to parties, we try going to hang out with people, and we end up just getting pushed around and rejected because they don't want it.
No. You have to go to the
Try
gym.
something else.
Spend 3 months in the gym and then try it again.
Do you
That is
run
tried
around
1,000
with
times.
Do you
Maybe
run
we can
around with a
practice.
button-down shirt and a pocket protector? I mean,
Hold on. Maybe we could practice the flirting, and Frank could be the woman.
No.
Hey, Frank, what's going on, man?
I don't swing
Hey.
like that. I'm not married.
I'm telling you, everything I've learned, and I know
You having a good day, Frank?
it has to do with energies. Okay. That comment I brought up, Namaste's comment, wherever it went, self-pity, it is a repellent. It is a woman repellent. And this idea that you're not part of that 1 to 5% of guys that are going to get a girl, that's self-pity, okay?
No. The issue is it's very simple, Jack. He's a gamer. He's been playing games inside his entire life since he's been a little kid. He has not been socialized appropriately. He needs to go socialize himself. He needs to go to the gym, and he needs to go talk to people at the gym and go work out at the gym and make friends at the gym. And then he needs to go to the store or go wherever else he can meet people. And he just needs to talk to people. He needs to socialize himself. He has not been socialized appropriately because he has spent most of his life playing video games. I'm very familiar with this. So what you need to do is you need to go to the gym, you need to get out and about, and you need to meet people and talk to people and learn how to communicate.
I can prescribe
He's
Tinder,
too far gone.
Grindr.
Too far gone.
I've tried setting up dating profiles, and I never got any success.
Do you need to go to the gym? Have you tried going to the gym yet?
I've tried going to the gym.
He's 40
How
though.
long?
He's
Did you
not-
get a routine? Did you have a workout routine?
He's too far gone. Come on, man.
No, he's not. He's not too comfortable. No, he's not. Trust me on this.
Let Jack do life coaching, guys.
Hey, all right. I'll let Jack do that. Britton, hit me up on Discord sometime. Breakfast tacos.
You should actually check me out. I use the site soyjack.party a lot. You should really check our site out. We can explain how we're like.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You should really no. That's just I use Sojack Party regularly. It's a very good site. You should. We can explain.
Yeah,
our
I'm not
mindset.
doing that.
I mean, you don't have to. I just want to suggest if you want to hear more.
I'm just saying I'm very familiar with people that have not been socialized, and you need to be socialized. You need to socialize yourself, bro.
I think breakfast tacos is offering a solid idea. Grow the light of that confidence within, and women will be attracted to it. And maybe work on those things other than chasing girls, right? What? Oh, okay. Spin City. He's got something to say.
Well, I'd like to jump in as well and go back to the idea of it's an inner game, right? You've got. I don't disagree with what Taco's saying. There's an aspect of that's not socialized properly, and you can heal that. You can fix it with practice. But truly, before going out to practice, I encourage do some inner work first, because this is a truth. I used to have this mindset that, unfortunately, I saw women as just objects, right? I objectified women. I treated them as things, right? And that is a mistake. If you're seeing women as things, you're seeing them different.
They like being things, though, sometimes. In the right context, they like being things. And Trexty, they are, but
I don't think this guy is doing any of that. He's not even getting to talk to women, right? And so that's why I'm saying he has to socialize himself first, so that people can have a conversation with him to get started.
Dusty, you gotta earn that merit. You know.
Look, did you see Trexty's comment? Look at Lindsay's comments though. She goes, "Ew, damn it, Trexty, I'm gonna time her out." So Lindsay is disagreeing with Trexty there.
Why?
Because women like to be objectified sometimes.
Trexy sounds like a grandmom. Trexy, that comment's like grandmom level.
No, it's not.
No, it's no shit. Like to what she's saying.
But women
no
also
shit.
want to feel attractive, right? There's got to be.
Have you played World of Warcraft?
Oh yeah, I play lots of World of Warcraft.
You ever do competitive you ever rush like world first or anything?
Well, I haven't played in a while, so.
Or you ever play the hard? I forget what the hard mode content is now, but you ever play the hard mode content?
A little.
You know how you don't just walk into the hard mode content, right? You build up to it. You go and do your reps. You go do the dungeons. You go do the easier raids. You get better gear. You get your DPS or your healing or your tank ability up, and then your survivability up, and then you go into these harder raids, right?
Yeah.
You got to do those first steps. You skip the first steps, bro.
Is this real, man?
Why do you skip the first steps?
You got to work on you.
I am Dusty. I am. I know.
Good for you, Joe. I mean,
I understand.
I wasn't shitting at you. I didn't know how to speak that language. Go ahead, carry on. You're doing well.
Yeah, he's right on. Brenton. Are you gathering what he's saying? Any agreement, disagreements, something resist or land?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Are you picking up what he's throwing down?
I can see that, but
yeah, you got to do the grinding portion. You skip the grinding portion. And you jumped into a dungeon that you're not prepared for, bro.
Well, let him. Yeah, Brenton, how does that sound to you?
I've said I've tried going out to parties. I've tried interacting, and they've always rejected me. It
doesn't matter. You can go to 3 or 4. You can do 3 or 4 dungeons. You're not going to get enough loot to do a nightmare or a mythical dungeon or raid just by doing a few dungeons. It takes a lot more work than that, dude. You skip the grinding.
Does that make sense?
And, you're playing all these games. You think you're just playing against dudes? I mean, this sounds more like trolling than anything.
We're a real movement.
I'm really Dusty. You gonna do another one? You got any interest in starting one, or because I'm feeling?
No, I streamed a lot yesterday. I streamed a lot. Thank you, though. I streamed a lot yesterday. I think I'm going to take it easy tonight.
Hey,
Well,
Brendan,
we're
do you know how to please a woman?
I would do
I'm
one, Jack,
serious
but
here.
nobody would show up.
Brenton, do you know how to please a woman? Have you been with a woman?
I've never been with a woman.
Dude, you're fucked. You're too
Do you
far
know how to
gone.
please a woman?
Benjamin
Ben is
Thorpe,
here. We
welcome.
got a wayward hoe
Welcome,
for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean it's not a hoe; it's a wayward bro.
Oh
Brenton
no,
is
I don't
having-
do that. That's Jack's thing.
Oh, I thought you had.
I
the
only do
wayward bro.
hoes, bio women.
Oh.
Listen, Jack, I'm so glad you brought breakfast tacos here. I can't talk to him because I have to pay him $100 to talk to him because I said a word. Anyways, tacos, I really want you to consider something. Breakfast tacos is one of the best atheists out there. I was just talking to ridiculous Christians on what the Christian King. Go over there because I believe they're ready to be atheists. Because their ludicrous copes for like the Bible being perfectly
Dude, they were
inerrant.
using your name to advertise their stream for like 15 hours yesterday.
Oh, did you see it? Yeah. Well, I was going against Captain Ted.
Yeah,
Zariak.
I see what the lives are going on throughout the day. I see this stuff.
Go
I
on there
keep track of
sometime.
all of
I
it.
would absolutely suggest it because I'm sitting here going like, this is atheism. You know, all the copes for like all of the, minor inconsistencies in the Bible. They're willing to die on every hill. So I think they're potential atheists. Not that I believe in
you're
atheism.
an atheist already. You've admitted it.
I think it's better to be an atheist.
You even
than to
say
do
God
these
doesn't
copes.
exist. Ben Thorpe, say God doesn't exist right now.
God is the ground of existence.
Say God doesn't
And so
exist
he
right
is not,
now. Ben
God
Thorpe.
is not
Say
a being.
it. Say
God
it.
is
Does
not
God
a being. How
exist,
about
Ben
that?
Thorpe? Say
God is not a
Ben
being.
Thorpe, does God exist?
God is not a being.
Ben Thorpe, does God exist? Yes or no?
God is not a being.
Does God exist?
Well,
Yes or
hold
no?
on, hold on,
Gentlemen,
hold on.
gentlemen.
Because
Okay,
you on
so
my channel have said God does
Please.
not exist, and an atheist is somebody that believes that God does not exist. So Ben Thorpe,
Not a
you
gentleman,
are an atheist, sir.
Yes,
In
you
some
will.
ways,
Take a step back.
I would say that's
guys,
fine.
guys, take a step back. Look, Jack, you were gonna say?
Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to say, but I was just so excited to see BT. I know you're wrapping up.
Yes, I appreciate. Thank you to all of you. I do appreciate that. Tacos. Actually, Ben, I wanted to understand because you're saying God is not a being, and so how does
Yeah.
that connect to existence? Without a being, is there no existence?
Well, the
That's correct,
classic
because being is basically saying existence, right? So if it has no being, it doesn't exist. So he's saying God doesn't exist. So he's an atheist.
Tacos.
No, I'm saying God is not a being among other beings. God is
Exactly.
the ground.
He's saying God does not
Let him-
exist.
Here,
Well,
please
you can
let us
twist what I
finish.
say, but I don't know what
Please.
you have to.
Go, Ben.
The classic Catholic understanding is that God is the grounding of existence, and therefore is not a being among other. Those who believe God is a being among other beings, I do think should be atheists, because God is the ground of existence. Now, Tacos actually believes that there is a ground of existence as well. He calls it the universal something. And you have to believe there's something at the ground of existence. Otherwise, everything's just fleeting. So if we name that God, then I think there are no atheists. But of course, that's a long way from saying Jesus
You just
Christ,
accepted
the
it. You
apostles,
just
and everything
accepted
else.
the universal quantum field. Oh my god, this is great.
Love
I'm
lieth
flipping
at
this
the
shit, Ben.
foundation.
Well, I think
Love.
atheism is a mental illness, but also I think fundamentalist
You're
Christianity is a
atheist,
mental
bro.
illness too.
Anyway,
Bro, this is bad for you.
Some people, it's all about the W, Jack. You know what I mean? You can't have a conversation.
But somehow
I
we're
noticed
boring the
that.
fucking death out of Jack somehow, so that's not good.
It's sometimes fun, even though you might not agree. It's sometimes fun to have the.
It's because Jack knows God and he's swimming in pussy, so he's not worried about any of this shit.
True facts, Dusty. Get it?
actually, swear to God, this no worry. I'm telling you this. Live without fear. I truly, in my heart, I suspect. I don't suspect because all the evidence points to it. Everything comes from God. This message is from God, and I believe it's for the entire world to know. That's why I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to share this message and the meaning of live without fear, how to live without fear, how to live without worry, right? With faith, with love. I want to share that with the world.
I agree.
And I want to take a moment to say hello to Benjamin and Breakfast Tacos.
Hey,
I haven't
Frank.
seen either one of you guys in a while. And Benjamin, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the
Benjamin.
shift in the American populace leaning more towards Catholicism now? They're saying that it's no longer a Christian nation and that it's becoming a predominantly Catholic nation.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's interesting, because someone just asked me, I actually was talking with Captain Tizariak, you know, so he's a Hebrew Israelite. It's all racial. And I'm a Catholic supremacist, obviously, because I think it's the real religion. So I believe like this invasion from the South, which you can call it a demographic invasion by Hispanics. I love it because I'm Catholic. They're mostly Catholics. So,
Oh, actually, can I
you
ask
know
you
what I
something?
mean? From my perspective,
On this?
more power to
So,
them.
On a Hispanic invasion, my friend Patrick Crusius discussed this deeply in his book, The Inconvenient Truth.
Oh, yeah?
The Hispanic immigrants, they're actually really bad as they're pretty much invading us, and they're stealing our jobs, they're taking our resources, and I'd say there's a replacement going on, like some sort of great replacement.
Yeah, that's what the white
United
supremacists
States.
think. The people who think, like, you know, identify as white. It's true. It looks like a replacement. It's definitely true. I'm
Yeah,
a
and
Catholic
they're more
supremacist. I
clannish.
don't care whether you're white, black, or Chinese. I want you to be Catholic. So I see it
Right.
differently. And I would have to say, Grace and I took a big journey through the country. And I do think where Hispanics are, like, life is good. And those people are pretty much, they're pretty
Same
much
true with the
blend-
Chinese. The Chinese do a good job as well.
Yeah, they're contributing. I think
I
a
would
lot.
say
Like this-
Asians are
I know
fine.
there's no perfect people, but could we do better than the Hispanics coming into America? I don't think so. Beautiful
Oh,
people.
Canadians,
Chinese.
and other, groups
Maybe
of-
Chinese. Maybe
more
Chinese.
so- I would say Asians are good. I know a lot of good Asians, but I think that there's like the globalists that are currently in charge of most of the world are like trying to demographically, I would say, get rid of us, and I would say that's a bad thing. They're trying to make us like live in pods and eat bugs. Like,
But
look at
everyone
pods
needs
now.
to keep an eye on Jack's body language. It's very telling.
Well, these conversations, yeah, we've got a society that's built upon unjust. It's not just to have ultra wealth for a few while so many suffer from such absolute poverty. There's no reason for this. We don't have to live this way. I know we don't.
A girl for Brenton to
Yeah,
practice
hey,
on.
welcome AVG.
That's perfect. Let's get some practice in.
Nice. Ladies in the
Oh,
house.
I wanted to say, hey Jack, thanks for having me on. I wanted to say hello to Breakfast Tacos. The last time we talked, he crashed out so
Yeah,
hard.
you
on
got
me.
destroyed.
Can I point out that Breakfast Tacos was just coaching his fellow nerd on how to get women, and now the women are coming to the panel for Breakfast Tacos?
Hi, my
That's
name's
what I'm
Brenton.
saying,
My
right?
favorite movie is The Goonies.
Proof
Stop
is in the
ruining
pudding.
my fun, Dusty. Stop
What's your
it.
guys' favorite food? I'm a big fan of pizza.
So here's the thing. Breakfast Tacos considers it a win because he says he tried to lead me on quantum field theory, disproving
No,
God.
I provided you the reverse modal ontological
AVG,
argument. You were
AVG.
too
You couldn't
stupid to understand
define
it.
your
Please
own
mute her while I'm
paper on
talking. Do
quantum
not
field
interrupt me while I'm
theory, and
talking.
you
This is the same
crashed
shit you did
out.
on my channel, you piece
You
of shit.
crashed out
Stop
and
interrupting me
booted
while
me.
I'm
Hold
talking.
on, hold on. Why are you
Can you mute her?
Floyd? Why are you disrupting him? These Floyds keep disrupting him.
There we go. I think you were trying to answer.
I was trying to answer her, or I was
Okay.
trying to respond to what she had said. That is correct. Thank you, Jack.
Okay.
So I provided the reverse modal ontological argument, which is simply necessarily if God exists, God necessarily exists. Possibly God doesn't exist, therefore God doesn't exist. And she was too stupid to understand the argument, and so I
Let's
called her
not-
stupid a bunch of times, and then I apologized to
Okay.
her for it later. But now that she's come in your fucking YouTube chat and said that I fucking crashed out. You know what? She is a stupid fucking idiot. She didn't
And so you're
understand
gonna-
this. Like the argument is so simple. Necessarily, if God exists, God necessarily exists. This is saying that God is a necessary being. Premise 2, possibly God doesn't exist. This is because you can conceive of a world, many worlds where no God exists, and the physical models of the universe suggest that no God exists. It's very simple. And then the conclusion necessarily follows through modus tollens. Therefore, God doesn't exist. This is the reverse modal ontological argument as presented in Symmetry Lost by Joe Schmidt. This is a recent paper on the argument, and it is leading in the atheist literature, and she is too stupid
Okay.
to understand the argument.
All right. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, so the premise that I got in the beginning to justify that long rant was she showed up and flipped her shit last time. So I guess you chose to do that this time. Did you show her?
No. She came up here and provoked me, Jack, and so I was responding to the provocation.
So you had
yeah,
no
so I was responding
choice.
to the provocation.
You
by
had no choice but to interrupt and take over the conversations. Is that what you're saying?
No, you just asked me to. She came up here, asked me to respond. I responded, and then you gave me the
Please
floor to
recognize-
respond. You
please
literally moved her to
recognize-
the back and gave me the floor to
please-
respond to her, Jack.
Please
You said respond.
recognize.
You
Can
told me to do that.
please- Can we have? Tell you what. Can you and I talk? Is that possible?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
I was just
I'm
doing what you told me to
trying.
do. I'll do what you're telling me to do now too.
I'm trying to talk with you. You're pretty worked up.
No,
Do you
I'm totally
realize-
chill. I'm just having fun. I'm performative.
Okay,
This is-
it might
I'm
be fun
passionate
for
when I
you.
engage. This is fun.
Taco, it might be fun for you, but it's not landing with me. All right.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
boring for
tell.
everyone else.
Jack, if I
Yeah,
can just say
and
something,
then-
when I first met Breakfast Tacos and I mentioned you, he does have a lot of respect for you. I was kind of, that was the time when I was like, Jack Talcott is a, what is he saying? But like, and he corrected me. He was like, no, I think he's actually got something cool going on. So just saying.
Ben, thank you. And I actually, as you pointed out, I have a lot of respect for Taco as well. He probably is one of the best, most respectful panels, period. Atheist or not.
He's
One
a
of the
very
most
tolerant
respectful.
atheist. I'll tell you that. I've
Yes.
never lasted so long.
There was
Thank you,
something
man.
provoked.
I don't know if that's a
Okay.
good thing, though. I get a lot of shit from really far left people for it, but
Really? Is that my enemies? Far left people?
yeah.
Far
Hey,
right people don't like me either.
We've got something interesting in the back. I want to check out. Seb Aaron, are you familiar?
Mm-mm.
It looks, I don't know what it looks like. Seb Aaron, how are you, sir? You're not coming through if you're speaking.
Dun, dun.
Cricket.
Jack, drop the banner so I can porn bomb you.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on. It's an old dude making faces, is what I'm seeing.
That's the drop it. Drop
Oh
it.
no, Jack. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, wow. Later.
Yo, that
Oh,
shit's
that-
just weird to even put up. Like, if that's your whole idea, oh, I'm gonna go live and show dudes fucking.
You could tell by the graininess of the camera, like it didn't look like a real camera.
And I don't think it was enough to do anything for TOS.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry about that to all involved.
I'd still definitely go clip that, Jack.
Yeah, I'll
sure,
go
yeah, for sure.
and check the. I'll blur.
What is
Write
A-
down that timestamp, Jack. 324. Write
What
down
is-
324, Jack.
Thank you.
What does AVG stand for? What does that mean?
Average. She's average. She identifies as mid.
At least she's
Jack,
honest.
one thing Grace does is they go, a lot of people will say like, show me 2 fingers before, you know what I mean? Just that kind of, so
Make
it's-
sure it's not something. Yeah.
Yeah, just nothing's ever happened. Like you're obviously not intending that, but
Is this,
Makes
is this
sense.
a real woman?
2 fingers.
Jack
I
Talcott?
honestly don't even know what I was looking at there.
Is she a real woman or is she trans or whatever they?
No, ABG is. She's a
I'm a woman.
female debater. She
Is
debates.
she a real woman?
Very
ABG,
well.
can you send us all some proof of that?
I would not like to dox myself by
If
sending you my
so-
birth certificate, but yeah, born a woman, happy to be one.
We weren't
I'll
looking
put my
for proof.
email in the back if you want to send proof.
I will not be sending you pictures of my kitty. I'm sorry, but you guys are weird.
Well, Frank's in
Yeah,
China.
about it,
You're
okay?
safe. You're continents away.
That's right. I can't hunt you down. You won't need a restraining order.
Well, tell you what. Is there any ideas on? I'm feeling it's time to start wrapping up. But the topic today, any movement in that direction regarding wealth and poverty?
Yeah,
Honesty
what's one
in
sure
God?
what's one sure way to bring the giant down, right? We got to replace these oligarchs somehow.
Jack, I met a terrific guy named Toronto Bible Study, and he's a religious guy, but he's kind of like very much along your lines. If I send him your way, would you talk with him? Because he's a real smart guy, very gentle soul. You know, he's more like
He has been on my channel a lot, and I've had many large creators that he's called into reach out to me about him.
Oh,
and
Toronto?
Say that, yeah, and say that he is crazy and give me all sorts of shit. And I told them all to have him on their show. And I can tell you, after the last situation I dealt with him, I do not like him anymore.
really. I don't know him super well, but
I'm
he
not
doesn't.
going to be recommending him to people.
He doesn't come
anymore.
across
Who was
as
it?
crazy
Who?
though.
Toronto Bible Study.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, if anybody reaches out to me or calls me on Discord asking about him again, I'm not going to be giving a positive review.
I want to ask you something, Breakfast.
What's up?
The paper is called it's by it's Lost, a modal ontological argument for
Yeah,
atheism,
Symmetry
right?
Lost by Joe Schmidt.
Yeah, it's by Fritz, Lowe, and Schmidt. Does the author have a channel called The Majesty of Reason?
He is he's got a YouTube. I don't know which. I think Majesty of Reason. Let me see real fast.
You don't know? It's the whole thing that you
Yeah, that's
base
Joe
your
Schmidt.
entire argument on.
That's Joe Schmidt. That's correct.
Joe Schmidt.
Tell
Okay,
you what.
how many subscribers does he have? Breakfast?
36,000.
36,000.
Correct.
But I thought you said that it was the argument that the scientific journals would contend with, and that philosophical
What? I never
minds
said that.
like. Oh, you did?
You're just making shit up.
Oh, okay. So
But
it's
I said this is
dog-
one of the leading
it's
arguments
dog
for
poop then?
atheism right now in the literature.
Is it
How
dog
about
poop then?
this?
No.
Is there anything related to my topic of the stream that we can discuss?
How many people does Richard Swinburne have subscribed
Breakfast
to him
tacos
on YouTube?
Breakfast tacos.
Richard
Please, I'm
Swinburne, does he
interrupting
even
this
have a YouTube?
conversation. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to speak over you. I'm interrupting the
Let's just
conversation.
reject everything.
I'm interrupting the conversation because it doesn't seem to be related to what I'm trying to talk about. I respect you and I appreciate you. I really appreciate the return.
Jack, I'm gonna let you wrap up. Thanks for having me up. It's been a pleasure trying to mediate the failed merge. I'm gonna give one last recommendation to Chuck getting the keys that you'll no doubt ignore. Thanks for having me. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat.
Okay, so my response that I'm going to finish now is that let's just
Why?
reject everything.
Wait, why
Richard,
are you gonna?
shut
Why
up,
do you
Jack.
think
I'm
you need to
responding
finish
to
this?
this horrible?
Why do you think I need to sit here and entertain your desire to reply? I don't need to. He recognized that. Thank you. So please, other words, ideas, final words, please.
I don't think
I got
has
last
had
words here. You got to see the
if I may,
games.
I don't think AVG has had an opportunity to express like her ideas that she came forward with for the show, right? I mean, maybe she just came here for breakfast tacos, and I think she might have said that, but I'm not sure. AVG, were you here for anything other than breakfast tacos?
I've been here for about I guess 30 minutes. So yeah, I've heard a bit about the show.
AVG. Yes. Why do you boys dislike us nice incel men?
Why do I like what?
Why do the Foids not like us nice incel men?
Well, to be honest, I'm an Orthodox woman, so I only date Orthodox men. As for the incel issue, I mean, I almost married a virgin. I got engaged to him, and I was his first. So, incel men, not a deal breaker.
Now, Brenton,
But-
this is a girl. Brenton, this is a
Orthodox
woman you
Jew
don't
or
want to be
Orthodox
around.
Catholic?
This is a woman, Brenton, you don't want to talk to. Okay, you don't
You're
flirt
not
with these
helping,
types.
JG. You're not helping. Okay. I appreciate you joining, my friend. You have final words?
Me?
JG. Sorry.
Yeah, I see the games people are playing, and you guys get triggered by these girls, and you don't even see their whole. You can't even read woman.
All right. Thanks for the assumptions.
Also, Jack, why did you like get up for a second? Like, what was with that?
Pardon?
Yeah, earlier in the stream, like you got up for like a little bit. Like, why was that?
Probably just to walk away, maybe use the restroom. Sometimes I get frustrated with the way that the conversations go. I get thrown in the back, it seems, or just... And it's frustrating, Brenton.
I'm sorry. And it's 3.5 hours. It's been a long run at it, Jack.
Yeah, it really has.
How about this? Mega bloodbath. Why don't you recognize my purpose is not to moderate your arguments or your bitchiness. Okay? My purpose is different than yours, and you know this. You know my purpose is different than yours, so please don't bring your way of being here to me, expecting me to kowtow to your ways.
Can we just calm down for a sec? Like, let's talk about something like nice, like our favorite food. Like, I like pizza, for example.
And you got to read the room too. Like, Jack, you were wrapping things up an hour and a half ago, and a lot of these guys didn't see that or feel that. And Bloodbath's, he's a great guy and stuff, but yeah, that's way too far. You're a great moderator, Jack. For the most part, you have a lot of patience and tolerance for a lot of assholes and idiots. So,
Can we guys make this a bit more wholesome? Like, let's talk about something chill for a sec. Like, what's your favorite food, guys?
AVG, I just want to know real quick. You said Orthodox, but I'm confused because there's Orthodox Judaism and Catholicism. Orthodox what?
Yeah, I'm ROCOR. I'm Eastern Orthodox Christian.
Oh, Russian Orthodox, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I was raised Protestant, went to Catholic school. Yeah, tried it all, I guess.
All right. Any final words from you? How about you, Brenton? I appreciate you joining.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Can you just have like a can you like end it off with something wholesome like this, like a discussion?
I will. That's the point. Once I have my stream back, I'm gonna flow us out with some positive words, bring us back, hopefully tie some dots together about some of the things I wanted to get across today. And those are positive, Brenton. Those are positive.
Like on favorite food, my favorite food, me personally, my favorite food is pizza, burgers. I love American food. Well, actually, Italian American food for pizza, for example. But we should just share our favorite foods for a sec. Like, Jack, what's your favorite food?
Hey, Brenton, why? After what I said, why would we do that?
Because it's like, I think the stream has like a lot of negative energy. And
well, maybe you're missing it. Maybe you're not looking for the positive. Maybe you're part of the negative. Maybe you've been part of the disruption.
What disruption? There hasn't been any disruption besides that one guy that was.
No, there's been quite a bit, Brenton, because I don't know what you know about me and what I'm doing here. This live without fear. Right. So maybe our time could have been better spent with you paying attention to where you are instead of, you know what, you're doing fine, man. You're doing fine. But I don't really want to discuss favorite foods. My favorite conversations, topics are about God. They're about love, about bringing peace to the world. Do you have any care about those things?
Yes, I am a Protestant. I go to church every Sunday.
Congratulations.
Britton, he asked for your last words, but before you do, for a bit of levity, I was in a Chinese restaurant and I saw a duck leering at me. And I asked the waiter, I said, "Why is that duck leering at me?" And he said, "Because it's a Peking duck." And so
I like
Peking
that.
duck's my favorite. But yeah, I'm just trying to be funny. I
I
apologize,
like
Jack.
that.
Not the time or place for it. Britton, you wanted to finish with leave us on a happy note?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. I've had a wonderful time on the stream. I think we've had some pretty good discussions, and I just want to say it's been really good. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Breton. Blessings to you. Appreciate you joining. AVG?
Oh, thanks so much, Jack, for having me. I know I came in at an inopportune time, and God bless you for tolerating my little spat with with breakfast tacos. I promise to do such things on the individual stream in the future. I couldn't resist. Please accept my sincere apologies. And yeah, God bless you as always. Frank, first time talking to you, but God bless you as well, sir. And to everybody in the chat, please like and subscribe. Jack's a great guy and a God-fearing one. And what more could you want in a gracious host? Have a great night.
Thank you. Appreciate you, AVG. Blessings to you. Frank, much love to you, my friend.
Blessings, beloved. I seem to have risen to the top on this one anyway. I love you, Jack. I think you got a great message for the people. I would remind the young men out there that are having trouble that define themselves as incels or whatever, not to define themselves too narrowly. I asked the question earlier, what can we do to kind of address this thing? And I think you asking the question is a part of it. We got to ask the question to find the answer and find some resolution. I like to use the analogy of the archer, so if you're missing the target, you got to realign self. You don't go and realign the target. And the mastermind group, I like it. I think you're working behind the scenes to build that so that we can address this problem with a greater and more effective response. And I think that's all we can do. And you're doing your part. So blessings and much love to you, Jack. Keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you sincerely. Boy, we ran long today. A lot happened today. For those who have been around for a while with me today, thank you. Paul, love you, my brother. Frank, all the guests, right? I appreciate the folks who show up, the ones who have offered encouragement, have offered support. But brothers and sisters, for the most part, I have a feeling we're going to look back on our time together, and in the future, we're going to have some regrets. Hey, Ronnie Waffen, I see you in the back, and I don't trust you. I don't know you. I'm not bringing you up. We've had some interesting folks swinging through. There's someone else popping up now, too. And after the nonsense that's really happened today, fascinating, truly fascinating. Brothers and sisters, the inspiration I had today, really, this is the lifetime for you to become you. This is the lifetime for you and I to change this world. And right now, we live in a world where the ultra wealth, the wrong direction, the ultra wealth of a few, it's dependent upon the poverty of many, and the poverty of many is growing. Brothers and sisters, there are millions and millions of people like you, millions of people like me. They're displaced. They're in refugee camps. They're moving. They have no homes anymore due to human-made conflict, human-made cruelty, human-made selfishness creates this unjust society where only a few have the ultra wealth while the many have poverty. Brothers and sisters, I said a lot in the beginning. We opened it up. We covered a lot of things. I encourage all of you, if you missed the beginning, please check it out. I'm offering positivity. That's my goal, is to offer positivity and encouragement for you to grasp onto some of these ideas that I found. So maybe you can believe there's a greater purpose for you. There's a greater future for you. Your life has been preparing you for now, for today. And today, take these words, please. When we unite together, the world will become better. I'm going to wrap it up. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. From me to you. Till next time. Choose love, peace for everyone, walk with faith, and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace and thank you.